want to
Create a
get
new
stronger,
or remodeled home that's uniquely
faster,
CPCustomHomes.com. From our
You
family
want
to yours,
more.
God bless. Thank
you want to be
construction
part of something
professionals.
bigger than yourself.
Thank you,
A
Dental
place for
Associates, for
people of
underwriting
all
Dowling
ages,
Catholic Sports
all walks of
365.
life,
With over 40 years
that
experience,
provides
Dental
opportunities
Associates is a
for
group
all
dental
to
practice
succeed.
with the mission of promoting
We do
optimum
that.
health and well-being
We're
to
the
all
why.
patients, providing
Build more
preventative,
than
restorative,
muscle.
and cosmetic
Build a
dentistry for
stronger
the entire
community.
family. Message underwritten by Dr. Kenton Gleichman, Dr. Steve Karbaka, Dr. Christine Mulcahy, and Dr. Ben Nagel. Dental Associates, addressing your smile, needs, and dreams. Online at DesMoines-DentalAssociates.com.
And welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale. Continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic, as Dowling hosting Ankeny here tonight in a rematch of a game that was, it's one of the first district games you played this year, Coach. Dowling winning at Ankeny 24-14. I guess we can throw all that out the window because Ankeny's had an outstanding year. Coach Rick Nelson finished with a record of 7-3, and he only lost one game in district play, and that was to you. And so they've had a nice year.
It's going to be a great game. That's a good football team, and they have plenty of weapons on offense. They play a 3-4 defense that, they bring people from a lot of different places, and they're tough, physical. Their defensive line is really good, and they've got a good linebacking core as well. So it's going to be a great ball game. There's a reason why they're in the state quarterfinals, and it'll be a great challenge for us.
And Dowling, like Ankeny, both getting healthy. This is the second straight week, Coach. You haven't done anything with your two deeps or your roster. It's stayed the same, and that's good news because people are getting healthy. You mentioned that last week. Ankeny the same way. They got some kids back. They have one kid out that didn't play against you the first time, and that's a Chido kid. But other than that, Ankeny's getting healthy, and that's the reason they won 5 in a row.
Well, they're a good team. We're about as full strength as we can be right now, and it's a good time to have that. Knock on wood, it continues. But really, the task at hand tonight, we're going to need everything we've got.
Well, Coach, let's talk about the game you played up there at Ankeny. You won 24-14 on a pretty good night. I know we battled rain. That was a second straight win up at Ankeny because the week before you defeated Centennial. What does this Ankeny team present? Talk about their offense led by quarterback Jace Bauer going against Dowling's defense. What are some of the things that will be part of the coaching strategy tonight?
Well, they've got the possibility of big plays all over. You mentioned Jace Bauer and Brody Breck, Jordan Cum, their two wide receivers, fantastic players. Kickoff as their running back certainly keeps you honest. He hurt us in the pass game the first time, and so they bring different receivers in and out, but really the two big play guys are Brecht and, as I mentioned. I think Bauer does a great job leading that team. So we're going to have our hands full trying to control that offense. We did a great job against them the first time. I'm sure they'll do some things differently, as will we, but it's when in doubt, they're going to chuck it deep.
And for the Dowling offense going up against Ankeny's defense, you mentioned they're led by their linebackers, Manis with 52.5 tackles this year to lead the team, and their other linebacker, Mo Watson, with 48 tackles, both leads the team. And I know it was kind of a struggle to pass against Ankeny the last time, but the ground game was very well for Dowling, as it normally is. That's what you start with, but couldn't get a whole lot of passes off and completed against the Hawks.
Yeah, their defensive line is probably as good as anybody we face, and they gave us some trouble the last time, and we didn't try to throw a lot. We were really kind of controlling the clock and trying to keep that offense of theirs off the field. But, we're going to try to attack them maybe a little bit different than what we did the last time. But at the end of the day, we've got those two running backs, and we've got Hank, and we're going to try to run the football and mix in the pass and see what we can do. We'll need a great night, and hopefully we can control the ball.
This is with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's 4A playoff game, the quarterfinals. Dowling hosting Ankeny here at Williams Stadium. And, Coach, you look at that Ankeny defense, and I didn't realize this until I started putting this all together. They have forced 25 turnovers on the season. They forced 9 fumbles and have 16 interceptions among that group. And that's pretty tall standard for a 4A team, especially on this side of the field where they're playing all those real good teams first and then going through district play. Those are pretty good numbers.
Fantastic. They've done a great job, and it's that's going to be an important part of this ball game, and they've been opportunistic, and we've got to make sure that we're disciplined enough that doesn't take control of this.
Well, the cold weather, Coach. Final game outdoors. We know the temperature is going to be struggling to stay in the 30s, and that presents a problem, especially with the loose football. At times, it becomes like, instead of a wet football, it becomes a cold football. Your thoughts on that? I know both teams have probably adjusted to the Iowa winter now that we kind of miss fall.
Well, you have to practice in it and things like that. So I'm not sure how big a deal it is. I mean, people will be bundled up, and it makes it a little bit more difficult probably to throw and catch the ball than anything else. But it is Iowa, and it is November, so it's time to play outside.
Coach, thanks a lot for joining us here tonight. Best of luck to the Maroons. We'll catch up with you at halftime and in the postgame show.
All right, thank you.
Coach Tom Wilson, my guest here on the pregame show. This is Mark Hemmadale from Williams Stadium. Dowling and Ankeny. Coming up, Matt Maindring and John Chido rejoin the broadcast. You're listening to Dowling Catholic Playoff Football here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
It's Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Up to $15,000 off new 19 Silverado HDs. Up to $11,000 off new 19 Silverado 1500 Crew LTZs. We're in a position to give you more for your trade in Waukee. 19 Equinox up to 22% off. That's up to $9,000 off. Truck Month in Waukee, including up to $15,000 off new Silverado HDs. Huge inventory, but these won't last. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Of Dowling Catholic Sports and Activities, Iowa Catholic Radio, KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
And we're back here at Williams Stadium, but coming up, Father Ryan Andrew with our pregame prayer and Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, with the word before tonight's playoff game, Dowling and Ankeny, coming up on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School. Welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School football. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting football, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Ryan Andrew, and I'm the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Let us pray for the coaches, players, and trainers tonight for this athletic competition. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask you to bless all those involved in this athletic competition tonight. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they all show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord, amen. All holy men and women, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
And welcome back to Williams Stadium on a very chilly night here in central Iowa as we get set for the quarterfinal round of the Class 4A football playoffs. Tonight, Dowling hosting the Ankeny Hawks. Mark Hemmadale and Matt Maindring here in the press box. Down in the field is John Chido on the Dowling sideline, and we've got a dandy, a rematch of Week 5 in which the Maroons defeated the Ankeny Hawks 24-14. But you can throw that out the window because the game time temperature has changed. It was 70 degrees that night as we look back on our notes tonight. Well, I don't know if it'll be a warm, but a 36 degrees, cloudy skies, feels like temperature at 28 degrees. And I know one thing, we got John Chido down there, Matt, kind of manning things up for us, so that's always good.
Yeah, he's a man. He's on the sideline.
Yes, he
is. Got it.
All right, first report is the captains are out for the coin toss. Johnny, give us an update on the field condition, tonight.
Well, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Mark, the wind is blowing out of the south about 5 to 10 miles an hour. I'll use my best weather skills on that one, but it's a brisk, cold wind factor in the kicking game tonight. Definitely.
John, as I shared with you before, one thing we didn't talk about a little bit is, and Coach Wilson didn't mention that on the pregame show too much on his segment, but the big plays. Dowling giving up the big plays to this exciting Ankeny offense who they've got playmakers out there, and that is one thing we've got to keep in mind tonight.
Yeah, and you cannot let these big receivers, especially Brody Breck, number 11 for Ankeny, get behind the secondary because they try to get to him quite a bit last game. He only did have one reception. I would imagine he's going to be more involved this time around because he was, in fact, hurt a little bit and coming off an injury. And then also they had that one bubble screen that Coach mentioned in the broadcast, that one for a big play, and that was led to Ankeny's first score, Mark.
Yeah, that's a big point. That's a good point, John. I appreciate that. And Matt, as we talked about, as John mentioned, the Ankeny last time, well, Dowling did not have their Tyler Stein. He was out with mono. Ryan Bowles was the starting right tackle. He moved from right guard to tackle. And Jake Olson started right guard. I believe that was the second game for Jake.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting with that full offensive line, that first group out there. And Olson did a heck of a job. Tyler Stein is just he's a big body in there, and he has good leverage points and can drive bodies. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it certainly will. And let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight for the Dowling offense. At left tackle is Charlie Nang, Joe Ryan the left guard, Nolan Sinnott the center, Ryan Bowles is the right guard, and Tyler Stein starts at right tackle. The tight end Andrew Lynch, who caught his first touchdown pass last week, is the Dowling tight end. Wide receivers are Louis Brooks and Matt Stillwell. We'll see a lot of Josh Jackman and Aiden Craven. And tailbacks are Tegan Johnson and Gavin Williams for Dowling. And the quarterback is Hank Hemrick. So that's a look at the Dowling offense, as Dowling looks like will kick off and take the win here in this first half. Dowling defense, Jackson Filer is the defensive end. On the down linemen are Jalen Pettis, a sophomore, Theo Davis, a senior, the captain, and Russell Pearson. Linebackers are Michael Keel, Chris Owsley, Deontay Gerke, and Jack Meyer, for the Maroons. Cornerbacks are Austin Klein and Owen Schiltz, and the free safety is Adam Brauch. So that is a look at the Dowling starting offense and defense. We'll get to Ankeny here in a moment as they will go into the win, and back deep for the Hawks is Brody Breck and Jordan Cum, two playmakers on offense. We'll see a lot tonight at the receivers end, Matt.
It'd be interesting, you hope at this point, if you're Dowling, that you're able to get this kickoff into the end zone with the wind at your back. And so we'll see if they try to do that. Once in a while they try to squib it. Once in a while we'll see what Coach Wilson has designed here.
Well, Jake Calvert, the left-footed kicker, will boot it for the Maroons. He'll kick off from south to north. Dowling with the wind at their back, wearing their home maroon uniforms with white pants and white helmets with the maroon D. And the kickoff is underway, and it drives back to the goal line, and they're going to say the ball passed the goal line, so it'll be a touchback, 1st and 10, as Brody Breck cannot return it, and Dowling will play a defense, and the Ankeny offense taking the field. Let's take a look at the Hawk offense tonight under fifth-year head coach Rick Nelson. Quarterback is Jace Bauer, a junior. Colin Kadolf is the tailback, number 32. Wide receivers are Brody Breck, Jordan Cum, along with Cade Summers, Jared Downer, and Ethan Norgard. Weston Folk is the tight end. Left tackle is Jacob Bayer. Carter Smith's the left guard. Cade Thompson is the center for the Ankeny Hawks. Logan Brown is the right guard, and Sam Belding the right tackle. So that's a look at their starters as we're underway. 1st and 10 Hawks at their own 20-yard line. And on first down, met by the Dowling defense. I don't know if that was supposed to be a run or RPO,
he
but
ran into a wall right there.
Did nothing.
Yeah, Jackson Filer on the stop for comes in there and just smothers Kadolf as he's trying to get to the line of scrimmage, as they tried to do a little misdirection with that play right, and the Dowling defense adjusted and swarmed to the football.
Loss of 1 back to the Ankeny 19 as we're underway here at Williams Stadium. 2nd and 11. Bauer, the quarterback, out of the shotgun, looks left, throws left, pass is caught as it was a lateral pass down the line of scrimmage, and the receiver puts his head down and gets across the 20 up maybe to the 22-yard line, and that was Brody Breck with his first catch.
Austin Klein on the stop there, and as the defense adjusted, that's the play that they used in the previous game for big gains, and that's that bubble little screen there, and they're trying to set something up where they'll go deep off that eventually.
All right, Bauer out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 3rd down and 9 for the Hawks from their own 21. As Bauer back to throw, now wants to run, and he puts his head down, gets across the 25, and is finally dragged down right about the 29-yard line. He'll be a yard shy of the first down, and 4th and 1 deep in your own territory. Coach, what do you do punting into the wind?
No chance. You don't want to give Dowling the football right here, but it looks like he's leaving his offense out there right now.
I see that.
And, it'd be different if you had been getting yards against this defense previously. in the previous game. But right here, this is where games are won and lost early right here.
All right, Bauer will go up the line of scrimmage, the Ankeny quarterback, and he will go under center, one back in the backfield. Long count, Bauer quarterback sneak, goes to the left side, stack up at the line of scrimmage, and officials right on the line of scrimmage.
Give it to him.
And if he did, he's right on the 30-yard line, and it's first down Hawks. Ankeny gets the first down on a quarterback sneak.
He didn't need much, and he didn't get much. And it was a gutsy call by Coach Moore there as he was looking to set the table and get some momentum going for his Hawks.
Rick Nelson, the fifth-year head coach, goes forward on 4th and 1 from their own 29-yard line. Ankeny with the first down now from their 30. Bauer back to throw out of the shotgun. Looks right, throws right. Pass is caught by Jordan Cum with his first catch, but he slips and falls and may have picked up about 3 yards or so. Let's see where they spot him down right at the 34.
I think you saw Jack Meyer coming after him there, and he kind of did a little hitch. But that was a quick out there, and they really do run that well, and it's to the wide side of the field. Bauer's got a strong arm, and he's able to throw that ball across the field for a completion, which he did right there.
Bauer's a junior, Kadolf's a sophomore, Breck's a junior, and Cum, the lone senior with that group. Now in motion goes Jordan Cum right to left, two receivers to the left now. Bauer out of the shotgun for Ankeny, read option, and he gives it to Kadolf, and he's hit and drilled right at the 35-yard line. Maybe gained a yard, and that was a tough hit that time by Jack Keel, who came in
Michael.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Michael Keel.
Yeah, Michael. He is like a bullet coming up out of that backfield, and he just came up there, and Kadolf was stood up by the interior line, and he finished it to make sure he only gained a yard.
So to bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Hawks. Line of scrimmage is their own 36-yard line. Just underway, 8.5 minutes remaining first quarter. No score in the Class 4A football playoffs. Chilly night at Williams Stadium. Back to throw is Bauer. He fires the ball downfield, incomplete. He wanted Brody Breck, but he was well defended. There was 3 maroon shirts around him there,
They were looking for that deep ball, and Bauer was under pressure, and so he just chucked it deep and figured, if it gets intercepted, that's just like a punt. Might have been better than a punt. Well, he is the punter. Anyway, so he was trying to save himself a little bit.
And that's something to be mindful of.
Yes,
back deep is Matt Stillwell for Dowling. So with 8:29 remaining here in the first quarter, Dowling's offense is getting set to come on the field for the first time as Bauer back from quarterback to punter. He stands back at his own 20-yard line and now whistle as we want to congratulate our officiating crew for the postseason. Dave Rittman is the referee tonight. Larry Jacobus, the line judge. Umpire Scott Hale. And Brian Orolco is the linesman. And back judge is Grant Kettle.
Must have had blood on him or something because they pulled the kid off the field for Ankeny and put him out. And so I was worried about a penalty because otherwise that puts them close to a first down again.
So they'll restart the play clock. And Bauer back to punt for the Hawks. Stands at his own 20. Stillwell awaiting the punt. Good snap. Punts away. It's a short kick off the side of his foot. It's going to land inside the 50. And Dowling's going to have great field position as the referee will spot it at the 44-yard line of Ankeny. So a 8-yard punt, no return, and Dowling's offense on the field. Let's go down to John Chido on our first sideline report from Johnny during the game. And how about the Dowling defense once again paving the way for the offense here, John?
Yeah, after that gutsy 4th down call that Ankeny did get, that 3rd down play, Neonte Gerke came off the edge on a blitz and made Bauer, the Ankeny quarterback, throw the ball a little bit quicker than he wanted to, which forced the errant throw for Ankeny.
All right, the Maroons go to first down. On the ball carrier is who else? It's Tegan and Johnson. It's Gavin Williams and Tegan Johnson. It's Gavin Williams with the first down carry inside the 30 down to the 28, man.
And John was talking about how they were trying to put a spy on our tailback in the backfield. Well, if you put 3 of them back there, who are you going to spy? With Tegan Johnson and Gavin back there, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
16-yard run for Williams on first down. Again, handoff Gavin Williams. He bowls over a defender inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Another first down for Dowling. This time a 13-yard run for Gavin Williams.
These are the big chunks of yardage that we did not see from the Dowling offense the last time. And they've got themselves prepped and they're ready to go. They got in mind what they want to do, and Gavin is running downhill.
He certainly has 14-yard gain. He's gained 30 yards on 2 carries. 1st and 10 Dowling as the Maroons are in the Bows and the Flores red zone right now. And now the quarterback will keep it. And that's Hank Hemrick. He keeps the football, runs behind a couple of blockers inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line. He'll pick up 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 3 for Dowling at the Ankeny 7.
Owen Summers on the stop and wrapped up Hemrick there as he got down the field a little ways, but nice gain on 2nd down for the Maroon offense.
Ankeny defense up front, Jack Krebs, Carter McMullen, and Connor Rainey on the defensive line. Linebackers are Cale Crimmins, Mo Watson, Bracken Manis, and the cornerback is Cooper Cox and Will Cornwell. Brody Breck is a strong safety, and Ryan Crandall, the free safety. Handoff, Gavin Williams, right up the gut he goes, and he's hit and tackled right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there. So it brings up 3rd down and 4 for Dowling at the Ankeny 7. Nice job by the Ankeny defense.
Nice job by the Ankeny defense. That's Brecken Manis, and he's a beast in there on the inside for him, and he was able to stop up that play. He got some penetration, took on the lead blocker, and didn't allow any room for Gavin to run on that play.
Loss on the play of 1 officially. They moved the ball back to the 8-yard line, so it's 3rd and 4 for Dowling at the Ankeny 8. Hank Hemrick out of the shotgun. He sends Gavin Williams in motion left to right, and he'll throw to Gavin
no one
on the right flat. Caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Gavin Williams. They run him in motion, and they can't defend everybody there, Matt. Touchdown Maroons, and Dowling strikes first with 6:17 remaining.
I got nervous at the end of that play because it looked like a block in the back right at the end, but it was too late. I mean, Gavin was already in the end zone. They had man coverage. Gavin goes in motion. They run nobody with him. Gavin is all alone out there in motion. It's an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown.
6 minutes, 17 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and Gavin Williams with a touchdown reception from quarterback Hank Hemrick from 8 yards out. And now Calvert in for the extra point. Matt Stillwell will move from wide receiver to holder. Ball down. The extra point is up, and the Toomey & Sons extra point is good. And it's Dowling leading Ankeny 7-0, 6:17 remaining here in the first quarter from Williams Stadium. Back with more playoff football here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you, R&R.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
And we're back here at Williams Stadium. Dowling leading 7-0 over Ankeny. Here's the kickoff, and it's fielded by the Hawks, and that is Brody Breck from the 5-yard line. Gets across the 15, and he's stopped shy of the 20-yard line, and that's for the Ankeny offense will have it. 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Dowling leading 7-0. Maroons go 5 plays, 44 yards. John Chido capped off by Gavin Williams. 8-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Hank Hemrick on that nice play.
Yeah, and it's very important for Dowling to get off to a good start like they have, and the momentum. And the sideline is into the game. It's a playoff atmosphere down here on the sideline, Mark, and it's just very loud.
Well, you had that last week too, didn't you, John?
Yeah, and it's nice to see finally we're getting this part of the season.
Yes, it is.
Max Derry had a big stop there on that kickoff for the Maroons, and that's a good way to start defensively.
All right, Bauer on 1st down, fakes the handoff, and then he reverses the ball, goes around right in as the play was developing towards the left side, and he goes out of bounds and may have gotten out the 20-yard line for a gain of 1. A little misdirection there by the Ankeny offense.
A little misdirection. They're pulling a couple linemen out there. Quarterback lead on the back side of this and to the short side of the field, and Michael Keel wasn't having anything of it. He came from a safety position, rolled up, and got on Bauer early.
So 1-yard gain, 2nd down 9 for Ankeny. They're going into this wind tonight of 13 to 15 miles per hour here out of the south. Back to throws Bauer, looks left, now throws left, fires the ball downfield, and the pass is caught. Nice catch that time by Ankeny, and down the far sideline with the catch is Jordan Cum, and he's finally run out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of Ankeny.
The defender on that play out there in the flats, great throw by Bauer. He had a lot of time to sit back there in the pocket and wait for the play to develop, and he hits his come out into the flats. And the defender stumbled a little bit. He was there, but he stumbled a little bit and allowed Come to release and get down the field, down the sideline for a big play.
25-yard gain for Ankeny, and that's Jordan Come from quarterback Chase Bauer. And Jace with a nice throw that time. He had time in the pocket. So it's 1st and 10, Hawks from their own 45. A little misdirection. The Bauer will keep it, and he goes right up the gut, right behind his center that time, and gets up to about the 48-yard line. Picks up 3 yards.
Looks like Jalen Pettis, and it was Chase Patton on the stop there. And he submarined underneath there and made a little pile at the defensive line and allowed Deontay Gherkin and Christian to come up and get Bauer to the ground. 5.5 to the ground.
5.5 minutes remaining. First quarter. Dowling 7, Ankeny nothing. The Hawks with it. They have a 2nd down and 7 from their own 48-yard line. One receiver on each side of the football. Back to throw. Bauer sets up in the pocket. Has time. Looking downfield. Now wants to run and does. Crosses midfield. And finally is brought down at the first down at the Dowling 45 for the first time tonight. The Ankeny Hawks in Dowling territory.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you keep him in your sights because he will run the ball. He had plenty of time again. Dowling did bring one extra kid on that play. Owen Schultz stayed back and was kind of the mirror for the quarterback and got him on the release, but not before Bauer could get the first down.
So first down, Ankeny from the Dowling 45. Game clock continues to run at 4.5 minutes remaining. Now our officials stop the clock as we have
tying a shoe.
Must be an equipment problem. And with that, I'll give us a chance to recognize our sponsors tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. I want to thank them, including Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. All right, back to action here. 1st and 10, Hawks from the Dowling 45. Bauer back to throw again. Sets up in the pocket, fires downfield. The pass is caught and out of bounds with the catch. Nicely done that time. And that's Braden Simonson with the catch there for the Hawks.
Bauer just throws a nice ball. He sits back there, and he's able to get his feet under him, and he piped that thing down the sideline. Again, they run a lot of these little out patterns where they've got room for little error as far as there's not much. The defender's not going to get to that ball too quick. And great play again for Ankeny.
Simonson with a 16-yard catch. First down, Ankeny at the Dowling 29. Bauer back to throw, now has pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 30-yard line. He'll lose a yard as he tried to fall forward and did, but he'll lose yardage back to the 31-yard line, a loss of 2, and the Dowling defense with a sack there.
Chase Patton was able to get the sack on that play for the Maroon defense. And here's where you create those second long situations that you want to be in. I wonder how many times Ankeny's going to try and run the ball. In this game, you're going to see a lot of passing, and eventually you're going to see Dowling bring more and more heat towards them.
Well, so far, Kickoff hasn't been effective, but it's been Bauer. Back to throw Bauer. He's being chased and now runs out of the pocket inside the 20, and he finally is tripped up at about the 17-yard line. Good enough for a Hawk first down, and again, it's Bauer doing the damage on the ground when everything breaks down.
Edge pressure, uncontested off the edge on the right side there, and, the sack should have been had in the backfield, but Bauer's a good enough athlete. He steps up in the pocket and then releases up the field, and when you're bringing pressure and the quarterback gets through in the release, those are usually first downs.
Yeah, 13-yard run that time for Bauer and just kind of running from the pressure. 1st and 10, Ankeny from the Dowling 18. 7-0 Dowling. Bauer on an inside handoff to Kickoff, and he breaks a tackle inside the 15. Still on his feet. He's got the first down to the 5-yard line. Nice run that time by Kickoff. That is probably his best carry. Colin Kickoff, a 5'10 sophomore, 170 pounds. 1st and goal, Ankeny at the 5 of Dowling.
Kickoff is a strong running sophomore, and they did a little delay there. It allowed the defense to get into the backfield a little bit and then ran him through there. I wouldn't really call it a draw, just a little delay. And Ankeny's got something going here down the 5-yard line.
Another 13-yard run for Ankeny. It's 1st and goal. Ankeny at the Dowling 5-yard line. Now here's Bauer out of the shotgun, rolls to his right. Wants to throw in the end zone. He does. Throws against the grain, and it goes over the head of the defender of Dowling. Touchdown, Ankeny, in the back corner of the end zone. He threw against the grain for the score.
They had isolation on the backside, design play. He rolls right and runs the receiver all the way back to the corner and over top the defender. The defender was there, jumps, misses the ball, and the ball drops into the receiver's hands in the back corner. really impressive drive for the Ankeny defense. I think that's the first time I've seen a team, we've seen a team this year drive like that on this Dowling defense.
Yes, they did. And we'll get the young man who made the catch here in a moment. The extra point by Ankeny. The ball is down. The kick is up and good. And we're tied at 7. Dowling and Ankeny tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio. 2:54 remaining. First quarter, Dowling 7, the Ankeny Hawks 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you. Skeffington's Formal.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And we're back here at Williams Stadium as Ankeny goes 9 plays, 81 yards. It was Weston Folk on a 5-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Jace Bauer. And now the kickoff, and Dowling now as a short kick by Ankeny, returned by Dowling up to about the 37-yard line. And that's where the Maroons will have it 1st and 10. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where John Chida was at. And John, what a drive by the Ankeny offense. 9 plays, 81 yards, and the touchdown pass from Bauer to Weston Folk, his tight end.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Bauer, his arm strength to be able to go roll the opposite way and throw way across the field and be able to throw it on target. That strong arm, and he's quick and he's fast, and he's given Dowling defense a lot of put him in difficult situations tonight.
Yeah, it certainly is. Thank you, John, for that report from the Dowling sidelines. 2:49 remaining in the first quarter. Dowling with a first down from their own 37-yard line. Hank Hemrick at quarterback on the read option, and the give is to Tegan Johnson. He finds the way across the 45, up near midfield, and he's finally brought down there. Tegan Johnson on about a 12-yard run up to the Dowling 49, and he's got the first down as the Maroons went 3 receivers right, Matt, on that last play.
You kind of think, Mark, that it's going to be a good play when you see your offensive lineman running downfield untouched, which I think Sennett was probably 8 yards before he blocked somebody, and that's where Tegan had behind him or in front of him as he was going down the field.
Well, that's a great read by the quarterback. Hank did a tremendous job there. Another read, handoff. Tegan Johnson again runs into one of his own men and finally tackled at the Hawk 45-yard line. Gets the first down, or near a first down. Let's see, they're going to spot him down at the 45.
Went down a little early. Yeah. And another good play there. That offensive line is just popping off the ball right now. One of the things on tape that you saw a little bit was that the Ankeny defense, their defenders will stand up a little bit. And if you're going to stand up and get high, the offensive line from Dowling is going to get leverage and drive, and that's what they're doing right now.
All right, Dowling with a 2nd and 4 from the Hawk 45. Again, handoff Tegan Johnson. He runs right, and he gets hit and dropped. A lot of white shirts for Ankeny right there. May have lost a yard. They're going to spot forward progress back to the 47. A loss of 2. And it'll bring up 3rd down for the Maroons. 3rd and about 5.
Jack Cribbs on the bottom of the pile there for Ankeny as they had a little lead there with Schweiger in the backfield and for Tegan to run behind, and it got clogged up in a hurry. That Ankeny defense rolls to the football quickly.
I actually spot him down at the 46, loss of 1. So it's 3rd and 5 Maroons. And now Hank Hemrick will keep the football still on his feet. Now he's hit and dropped as he crosses the 45. And may have gotten forward progress to the 44. He gains 2, and it'll bring up 4th down for Dowling as Hank decided to keep it. It was open early on the read, but then it closed down, and the Hawk defense closed him off.
It really looked like he had an alley in there. The delay, it was a right read. It was a really good read on Hank's part, and he got up there and just hesitated a little bit too much, and the Ankeny defense got to him.
Dowling going for it here. Hank Hemrick now, 4th and 3 for the Maroons. 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Dowling 7, Ankeny 7. 4th and 3 for Dowling at the Hawk 44. I don't think Dowling's going to snap the ball. They got 2 receivers left. Johnson in the backfield, and the Maroons now will call a timeout. Timeout on the field, 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We'll take one ourselves at Dowling 7, Ankeny 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support. Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
And we're back here at Williams Stadium, and Ankeny Gerke in the punt, and a beautiful punt, pins it inside the 10. Dowling's going to down it inside the 5-yard line. So how about Ankeny Gerke? A 40-yard punt, no return, as Jordan Cum will not return the ball for Ankeny, and the Hawks will have it 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. Mark Amadale, Matt Mainring in the press box. Let's go down the field to the sidelines, and that's where John Chido's at. John, give us a recap on that last Dowling drive.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a couple different things offensively. They're trying to take their foot back and line them up opposite of where they're going. And so as Coach Marculio would say, it's the old-fashioned trap play, but you're using the trap block with your fullback, and Ankeny is still staying home, and there's no running room up front for Dowling.
Yeah, it certainly is, and credit to the Ankeny line that time. And now Bauer will keep the football. A little fake handoff as he had motion for Godolph going to the right side of Matt, but that time Bauer kept the football, and the Ankeny quarterback got up to the 5-yard line for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Kept it, and Jackson Filer chased him down the line of scrimmage and was able to get him to go out of bounds and tackled there with a 1-yard gain. Big defensive sit right here for the Dowling defense as we go to the end of the first quarter.
And we have come to the end of the first quarter here in the Class 4A football playoffs, quarterfinal round. And it's tied at 7. Dowling and Ankeny back with the second quarter from Duke Williams Stadium here in Des Moines East Side, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
And welcome back to Duke Williams Stadium. We're underway here in the second quarter. Ankeny now will have a second down. Well, it's going to be 2nd and 10. They put the ball right on the 4-yard line, so no gain on first down for Bauer. Dowling defense on the field. Bauer from his own end zone flows over the middle. Pass is incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver that time. That was Jordan Cum. And back deep for Dowling. Got a hand on the football, Matt, but incomplete with the Dowling defender, and that was Adam Brock, the safety.
Adam Brock was over top of that pattern and it allowed Cum to come underneath of him. And, it was set up and that we had a little more pressure. Dowling had a little more pressure on Bauer back there that he had to release that a little bit high.
All right, 3rd down and 10, Ankeny. The ball on their own 4-yard line. They're going right to left. They have the wind at their back, a 10-mile-an-hour wind, and now Bauer just keeps the football, and he's sliced down at the 5-yard line, tried to run to his right, got outside the end and near the numbers, but he'll be shy of the first down. And Ankeny will punt with the wind at their back from their own 6-yard line, apparently.
He got knifed down out there, and it couldn't really tell who was on the bottom of that pile for the Maroons, but it looked probably Owen Schultz came in there late and got the tackle on there. Now, the last time he punted, it only went about 10 yards. So
it went 8 yards.
8 yards.
That was Bauer, who'll go from quarterback to punter. Out of his own end zone, gets it away, a little high kick. It'll be fielded at the 40-yard line, and that is Stillwell, and he breaks a couple of tackles. He's inside the 30, down the near sideline, and finally run down at the 15-yard line of Ankeny. How about that? Mitt Stillwell caught it in traffic, and he and Louis Brooks were back there, and Matt decided to return it. And Matt, I think he broke a couple tackles.
He did. I was thinking fair catch,
Exactly.
fair catch. And what happened is that ball hung up there long enough that the defenders were almost by Matt when he caught the ball, and then Matt was able to catch the ball, break free, and made a nice return down the sideline to set the Maroons up here on the offensive side of the football.
1st and 10, Dowling at the 15-yard line. And, John Schott, you can't draw up a punt return like that too often.
No, you can't. It's good to see this. We haven't seen it all year by Matt Stillwell to catch the ball in the traffic like he did and concentrate and be able to get a nice return.
All right, handoff goes to Gavin Williams is in there, and he's angling towards the end zone. Did he get in? Touchdown! Touchdown, Gavin Williams from 15 yards out. And that was kind of a stretch play for a tailback because the play went left, and Matt, he just angled towards that that far pylon.
How many times do we see that where Gavin Williams runs up in there behind the guard and the tackle and then decides to take that thing and bounce it to the outside? And once he bounced it, he saw the pylon and no one between him and the pylon. He sprinted for it, and 2 Ankeny kids couldn't quite catch him.
15-yard run for Gavin Williams. That's his second touchdown of the night. Calvert in for the extra point. As the Maroons, they were in the Bozeman Flores red zone, and on the first play from the Bozeman Flores red zone, they get a touchdown out of Gavin Williams. And now the Tomia and Sons extra point is up and good. With 10:56 remaining here in the second quarter, it's Dowling 14, Ankeny Hawks 7. You're listening to Class 4A football playoffs here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
It's Truck Month at Schadenkerk Chevy Waukee. Up to $15,000 off new 19 Silverado HDs. Up to $11,000 off new 19 Silverado 1500 Crew LTZs. We're in a position to give you more for your trade in Waukee. 19 Equinox up to 22% off. That's up to $9,000 off. Truck Month in Waukee, including up to $15,000 off new Silverado HDs. Huge inventory, but these won't last. Schadenkerk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
And we're back here at Duke Williams Stadium. Dowling set to kick off, and Gavin Williams, one play, 15-yard run, but that was set up by the punt return by Matt Stillwell. Yep. The Dowling defense holding inside the 10-yard line, forced the punt, and Stillwell with a 25-yard return gave Dowling an opportunity on the offensive side. Here's a kickoff, and it's fielded by Brody Breck, and he loses the football, and it goes out of bounds right about the 10-yard line. So if Ankeny recovered, and they did, they'll have it inside there. But what a play that was. 14-7, Dowling with the lead over Ankeny. 10:51 remaining here in the second quarter. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. And John Chido. Johnny?
Well, Gavin Williams is running with the purpose tonight, Mark. We can finally say that he is 100% the way he's moving and breaking through those tackles and being able to bounce it outside and cut like he has and to get in the end zone. And great field position set up by Matt Stillwell that score.
Yes, he did. And that in combination with the
Gerke's punt down to the 5-yard line, flipped the field.
No, a lot of factors in there. You can draw the lines. And now Kickoff on the carry from deep in his own territory from his own 10-yard line, and he scampers and gets a few yards across up to the 15-yard line. They spot him down as he ran left that time on the play.
One of the better runs I've seen by Kickoff, where he was able to get out in the open and see some moves there for him. Deontay Gerke comes up and is able to get him down on his ankles and take him down. That was a strong run by Kickoff off the left edge.
Second down and 5 for Ankeny. They have the win at their back, going right to left, south to north here at Williams Stadium. 3 receivers right. Bauer now being chased in the pocket, rolls to his left, and he's going to run out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage. and may have lost a yard back to the 14-yard line. So a loss of 1, and he was being chased in the backfield there, Matt.
Yeah, Owsley came up and got him, and just as he was going out of bounds, I'm surprised, a little veteran quarterback like that, he didn't throw the ball away. But he was looking for that extra yardage there because there was nowhere to go for him.
You can hear the Dowling fans on our side tonight here on the west side of Williams Stadium. The Ankeny fans over on the east side. Student bodies are all here on a very chilly 35-degree night. Temperature supposed to be in the lower 30s. Back to throw is Bauer on 3rd and long. Fires the ball downfield, and he overthrew his intended receiver. Incomplete. One-on-one coverage that time with big number 82, Weston Falk, who caught the touchdown pass.
Now that's a sign right there because he was behind the defense again, and right there he had Jack Meyer trailing him on, and Falk, that's the thing. We got to keep watching throughout the night. They want to get the ball to the tight end. Tight end got behind the defense again. He was open if Bauer could have hit him.
That's a good point, as now Bauer will move from quarterback to punter for Ankeny. Stands at his own goal line, back deep, single safety this time for Dowling. And that is Matt Stillwell. Low snap, Bauer fields it, gets it away. It's a kick that is fielded at the 50-yard line by Stillwell. Finds some room at the 40, gets outside 35. Down the far sideline he goes, 30, 20, and he's finally run down inside the 20-yard line. Another big return of 31 yards by Matt Stillwell on the Dowling punt return.
I like that one a little bit better. that was a safer catch. Great play by Matt. He gets the ball, and in traffic again, he's able to battle through it, stiff arm one kid, and then get down the sideline. And you don't see that too often where you get 2 of those long runs like that back to back with no penalties. And so the Dowling punt return team did an outstanding. Well, I might have.
What were you just saying?
Oh,
penalty on the play. And we'll get the call from our referee. And penalties against Dowling on the return. So I'll back the Maroons up from the 19-yard line of Ankeny. And I'll move it all the way back on the penalty. Let's see, from the spot back to the 32-yard line of Ankeny.
So it's 15 yards back from, well, it must have been a block. Yeah, must have been a block in the back.
So block in the back against Dowling. So the Maroons now with the first down at the Hawk 32-yard line. 9 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 14-7 over the Ankeny Hawks. Back to throw, Hank Hemrick rolls to his right, still rolling, fires the ball downfield. It's caught by Stillwell at the 25-yard line. That'll be a 7-yard gain, and a nice little pattern that time by Matt Stillwell.
A little comeback play for the Maroons. They rolled Hemrick way out to the right, and it was a good call on first down. Ankeny had sold out on a run blitz and had brought everybody up in the line of scrimmage. They had 7 guys inside the box and 7 or 8 guys inside the box, and Hemrick rolls out, hits Stillwell.
So it's second down for the Maroons. Second, they're going to call it 2 from the 25, and the give is to Gavin Williams. Up the middle he goes. Struck that Tegan Johnson. Up the middle he goes as Dowling rotates their running backs, and Tegan gets the first down to the Hawk 13.
What made that play was how Hank Hemrick sold the keep. He rode Tegan as long as he could, and then gave the ball to Tegan, and he carried out the fake, and we thought Hemrick probably kept the ball there for a second.
And he did not. So a 12-yard gain for Tegan Johnson. First and 10, Dowling from the 13. Handoff once again, and this is Gavin Williams in there, and he blasts his way inside the 5 down to the Hawk 4. He picks up 9 yards. Will be 2nd and 1 Dowling.
And they're going hurry up. They're not going to allow Ankeny to adjust here, and Ankeny's got people running in and out on defense. They're going to call timeout. They got offsides. They got a mess.
They got a lot going on down there, and the linemen getting into it. And now officials blow the play dead. So it's 2nd down and 2 for Dowling at the 4 of Ankeny. Now the officials are getting together after Gavin Williams' run of about, they're going to call it 8 yards.
Dowling went hurry up and got back up.
Yes, they did. Ankeny had about 3 players that had not got off the field, and now illegal participation against the Ankeny Hawks. That'll give Dowling a first down, half the distance to the goal, to the 2-yard line.
Here's that 3 running back formation again. I don't know if you've called a star formation. I've heard it called different
Johnny
things.
calls it that.
Yeah, you get 2 backs side by side, Hemrick, and then 1 behind him.
All right. Here's Hemrick with the star formation. Handoff to Gavin Williams. Bowls his way towards the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Dowling. Gavin Williams with his 3rd touchdown of the night. This time from 2 yards out to add to a 15-yarder and a 8-yard reception he had early in the game. And Dowling now on top 20-7 with 8:35 remaining here in the second quarter, Matt.
That offensive line of Nank, Ryan, Stein, Sinnott, and Bowles are just having their way with Ankeny up front right now, and they are dominating the line of scrimmage and just able to blast holes. And the quicker the play, the better it is for the Maroons.
All right, Calvert in for the try for the Tamia & Sons extra point after the Maroons are in the Bows and the Floors red zone. Calvert's extra point is up, and now penalty flag down, and that'll stop the play. So officials' mic not working tonight, so we can't hear Dave Rittman. Procedure against Dowling, so that'll back them up 5 yards. We want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, including Skeffington's Formal Wear, R&R Realty, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. So it's 20-7 Dowling. The extra point try will be now a 25-yard extra point try, as Dowling going 5 plays and 68 yards, or 5 plays, 32 yards on the drive. The extra point by Calvert is up and no good. So the score remains 20-7, Dowling over Ankeny. Back in 1 minute with the kickoff here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you. Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship in the community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Since 1992.
And we're back here at Duke Williams Stadium. Dowling leading 20-7 over Ankeny with 8:35 remaining here in the second quarter. And now the Maroons will kick off, and Calvert handling the kickoff responsibilities tonight. High end-over-end kick into the wind, and it fielded by Brody Breck at the 6-yard line. Returned this to the right, breaks the tackle 15, still on his feet 20, and Breck with his best return of the night gets it across the 25 up to the 27-yard line. That's where the Ankeny Hawks will start 1st and 10 from there. Let's go down to John Chido on that Dowling sideline. Pretty happy there, John. They didn't convert the Tamia & Sons extra point, but they get the touchdown by Gavin Williams, his 3rd of the night.
Yeah, he's having a lot of success running between the tackles behind Charlie Nank and Joe Ryan. And when you bring those extra 2 fullbacks in there, now you have 2 extra blockers going to that one side. It's been very successful for Dowling.
All right, first down, Ankeny from their own 27-yard line on the kickoff return by Brody Breck. As Bauer back in at quarterback. He went the distance tonight for the Ankeny Hawks. Back to throw on first down with 3 receivers, fires the ball, and he overthrows everybody. Incomplete as he tried to hit his intended receiver, Jordan Cum, who was well defended that time by the Dowling defense, Matt.
Owen Schultz in coverage, and that's the person you look for if you're Dowling's defense. You want Schultz on him, and he had them all covered right up there. And Jack Meyer, by the way, got the stop on the kickoff and was able to save. That was turning into a big play on that kickoff. He had a nice return coming, and Jack Meyer got that stopped.
All right, 2nd down, 10, Ankeny. Line of scrimmage is their own 27, and now Bauer's going to keep the football, runs around right in, kind of the quarterback keeper, followed his tailback Kadolf, went to the right side, got out or near the numbers, turned the corner, got across the 30, up near the 32-yard line, a gain of 5. Will bring up 3rd and 5 for the Hawks.
They've shown a tendency to run that play to that short side of the field. They like to run that towards their sideline, and been a pretty effective play for Bauer.
2nd down, 5, Ankeny. Hawks with 2 receivers to the right. One of them goes in motion, and that is Jordan Cum. Jace Bauer, the quarterback. Here's the snap. Blitz is on. Dowling attacks it, throws the ball out. Caught by Kadolf, but he drops the football and finally falls down on it at about the 37-yard line, near a first down.
Yeah, it's interesting. He dropped that football. Where are they going to spot it at? If he's going to be short.
And the officials talking it over.
Talking. And we'll see.
They spot the ball down at the 37, and that's right at the first down
right
marker.
At the stick.
And now the officials
looks like
get
they're going to. Well, they're going to give him the first down.
First down, Ankeny.
That was kind of generous, maybe there. It's one of those you don't see it as much as you used to, where they bring the sticks out and measure. Very rarely anymore.
That was on the grass fields up in Sheldon. They had to do that. Not on the turf fields here in Des Moines.
Those lines were straight. What do you mean?
Handoff Kickoff on first down from the Hawk 37, and he grinds his way up to the 38-yard line for a gain of 1 and bring up second down and 9. And on that play, Kickoff was the receiver out of the backfield, the tailback for Ankeny, caught the pass and then ran a couple steps, dropped it, picked it up, and then fell right on the first down marker.
And he was wide open, too. He had a lot more room to run if he hadn't dropped that football. On that last play, it was Davis and Pearson on the stop. Were able to make that for a short gain.
All right, Jordan Cum goes in motion. 2 receivers now on the right side for Ankeny. And back to throw is Bauer. Wants to throw right, looks right, passes. Well, is it caught? Incomplete.
No, they're going to give him the catch. First down. And
what a meeting of the minds. Michael Keel and the Ankeny receiver, Brody Breck. How about that?
That was a heck of a hit on by Keel there on that play, and a heck of a catch to hang on to that ball by Breck, because Keel and the ball got there at the same time.
10-yard reception that time by Brody Breck. You can see why a lot of Division I colleges want him, including the one north of here up in Ames. And it's 1st and 10 Ankeny. And the handoff goes to Kickoff. Right up the gut he goes, crosses the 50 into Dowling territory at the Maroon 49, a gain of 3.
Deontay Gerke leading the defense there for the Maroons on the stop. And you're seeing, Ankeny is able to give a real mixture of run-pass. And that's what's making them so effective right now against the defense is, they're getting 5 in a pass, 5 in a run, and away they go.
All right, 2nd and 6 Ankeny from the Dowling 48, 2 receivers left. And 2 to the right. Now the Hawks will look towards their sideline, and head coach Rick Nelson in his 5th year at Ankeny. And he gets another second set of signals. And now we're going to see a timeout called by Ankeny. We'll take a 1-minute break. 5:52 remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 20, Ankeny 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And we're back here at Duke Williams Stadium on Des Moines East Side. Playoff football. It's Dowling 20, Ankeny 7. 5:52 remaining here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 6 Ankeny from the Dowling 49. Chase Bauer in at quarterback, out of the shotgun. 3 receivers left. Now under duress and scrambling, fires the ball downfield, incomplete as he was hit and dropped.
Yeah. Jackson Filer had the pressure early off the outside edge and got leverage, and the crowd wanted holding. I don't know. I think Jackson was just running the kid over, and Bauer stepped up and had a lot of pressure, and the ball slipped out of his hands forward, and incomplete pass.
Yeah, Jackson's talking to the umpire tonight about that, and
a couple quick score updates.
Go ahead.
We got Urbandale up on Kennedy 10-7, Bettendorf up on Cedar Falls 14-0, and Waukee is 3-0 up on Valley from what I have right now.
Those are all first half scores. Back to throw. Bauer fires the ball downfield. The pass is caught. A nice catch that time by Ankeny's tight end for the second time tonight, Weston Folk. The first one was a touchdown. This one was a first down inside the 40 of Dowling.
This time he wasn't underneath, or he was underneath the coverage and able to get the first down, ran his pattern to the sticks, and great throw and catch for Ankeny.
And they'll move it down to the 39-yard line. A first down, a 10-yard catch, and Michael Keel with the hit. And that's the second hit that he's made in this drive. One was against Brody Breck. That was for a first down. Kickoff gets the first down handoff, carries around right side. He's got some room, and he's finally dragged down from behind inside the 30, down to the Dowling 25-yard line. That's good enough for a Hawk first down, a gain of 14 yards.
Adam Brock was able to get to Kickoff on that play, and it looks like Dowling defense is going to call timeout.
Timeout with 5:09 remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 20, Ankeny 7. Hawks will have a first down at the Dowling 25 when we return after this 1 minute break here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Dowling Catholic Sports 365 is...
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
And we're back here at Duke Williams Stadium. The Ankeny Hawks with a first down from the Dowling 25-yard line. Chase Bauer at quarterback. Here's the snap. Now quarterback draw, and Jace puts his head down and is finally tackled about the line of scrimmage, which was the 25 of Dowling for no gain.
Jalen Pettis and company on the bottom of the pile, and Pearson get the stop, and Yanti Gerke, a little quarterback draw, a little quarterback keep for Bauer, and no room to run right there. They went empty, and good play for the Dowling defense.
So it brings up second down. They're going to call it 9 from the the Dowling 24-yard line. Bauer back to throw, as he's been all night, now wants to run, and he's hit and dropped. Back at the 28-yard line, he's finally sacked, and again, the Dowling defense, that'd be a coverage sack. Filer gets the sack, I believe, but a coverage sack got that.
I believe it was Owsley. As Bauer left the pocket, Owsley was able to come up, and he's mirroring him right now because Bauer's been so effective on the run, and they made a nice play. Good coverage there, as you said, Mark, and outstanding play for the Dowling defense.
So it is Owsley with a 4-yard sack on the Ankeny quarterback. Third down and 12. We approach the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter. Dowling leading 20-7. Third and 12, Ankeny. Bauer with 3 receivers left. Wants to throw, now wants to run. He's hit, and he's dropped. Back at the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard. Back to the 29, and Jackson Filer with the sack.
Yeah, Jackson Filer, and unfortunately, he rolled up on Bauer right there, and Bauer's hurt on the ground. Filer came up and got him from behind and rolled up Bauer's leg, and Bauer is down on the ground right now.
Well, that is not a good sign for Ankeny. Their quarterback, Jace Bauer, an outstanding young quarterback, 6'1", 195-pound junior, and the game has been stopped to attend to that young man. So with 3 minutes, 41 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, Dowling leads 20-7 over Ankeny. Our sideline reporter is John Chida. Let's talk to him. We haven't been visiting with him too much because of these time-consuming drives. Right now, unfortunately, it's an injury. And, Johnny, take it away from the Dowling sideline. Get us updated.
Well, that'll be a big loss if Bauer's unable to return from this game, and he did roll up on his knee there, and it kind of got twisted back on the turf, and I hope you never want to see that and see a young man get hurt like that, and that will definitely be a big loss. And
he's able to get up and not put might be
an
ankle.
Yeah, he's
might
limping.
Be an ankle.
He is limping, and noticeably so. So the backup quarterback for the Ankeny Hawks comes right back into play. Colin Riggs, a 5'9 junior. Where's number 3? He is listed as a backup on the 2-deep, and we'll see if Coach Rick Nelson goes with him, and he's got to have an opportunity to get warmed up.
And coming in a situation like this where it's 4th and 14, it's a no-win situation unless. I don't know how Ankeny's field goal team is. I think at the long has been a 38-yarder this year. It looks like they're going to go for it.
All right, Ankeny now with their backup quarterback, Colin Riggs, number 3, in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers left. Riggs back to throw. The right-hander looks right, throws in the end zone, and the ball is penalty flag down. Is it caught? Touchdown, Ankeny. and a penalty flag on the play at the same time. So we've got a lot going on down there.
Let's see who they call the penalty on. There's a lot of hands fighting going on there between the two, the defender and the receiver.
Jordan Cum with the reception, and now we're waiting the penalty. And an outstanding catch, as that was a jump ball for Cum and the Dowling defender. So the play goes for...
He's going to get the call right here.
28 yards.
Yeah, on Dowling. So the touchdown counts.
So with 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half, Jordan Cum on his first touchdown reception of the evening from backup quarterback Colin Riggs.
Yeah.
And now the extra point by...
He threw a nice ball in there for his first ball coming off the bench, throws it in a perfect spot for coming in the corner of the end zone.
Rathke in for the extra point. He handles all the kicking responsibilities. Ball's down, the kick is up and good. So Colin Rathke cuts the Dowling lead at 20-14 with 3:20 remaining in the first half. We'll take a 1-minute break and return for the kickoff here in the second quarter. You're listening to Dowling Catholic Playoff Football on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Point-DentalAssociates.com.
The home and away voice of Dowling Catholic Sports and Activities, Iowa Catholic Radio. KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHSAA Dell.
And we're back here at Duke Williams Stadium. Tegan Johnson on the kickoff return for Dowling. Gets it across the 15, and they're going to spot him down right about the 19-yard line. That's for the Dowling offense will take over 1st and 10. But John Chudd, as we go down to you, what a drive by Ankeny. 12 plays, 73 yards, capped off by backup quarterback Colin Riggs' touchdown pass of 28 yards to Jordan Cum.
Yeah, it's been big third down conversion, team conversion there, Mark. And the receiver just took the ball away from Austin Lang for the touchdown. I thought it was interception and nice play for the receiver.
1st and 10, Dowling from the 19-yard line. Tegan Johnson loose down the far sideline. He goes 1st down and finally run out of bounds at about the Dowling 37-yard line. So Tegan goes from his own 19 up to about the 37 of Dowling.
Dowling rush offense right now is just taking care. Let's hold on here a second. We get the officials talking. We got a hold.
There's a flag on the play on the far side, and it's going to be. This is all coming back. So holding against Dowling. Can't hear which number it is, as the official's mic is not working. So 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling's lead now cut to 20-14 over Ankeny. And the Maroons backing up. They have the ball at the 10-yard line. So that is a
momentum shift here. In
24-yard difference.
You got to overcome this penalty right now for the Maroon offense.
So Tegan's 14-yard carry is nullified. Back to throw. Hank Hemrick fires it out. And Louis Brooks with his first catch up to the 15-yard line, a gain of 5.
Able to get 5 of the 10 back and set you up at 2nd and 13, 14 here for the Dowling offense. And quick throw there from Hemrick out to Louis Brooks, and it's the first time we've been able to call Louis' name tonight.
Yes, it is. So unfortunately for Dowling with that holding penalty, it wipes out that 15-yard run of Tegan Johnson. And it's 2nd down and 12 now for the Maroons from their own 15-yard line. Hank Hemrick at quarterback. 4 receivers to the left and keeping the football, and that is Hank Hemrick, and he might go. He's at midfield. He's being chased by about 5 white shirts. It's a foot race and finally dragged down at the 25-yard line. Hank Hemrick, and it was a track meet with 4 white defenders of Ankeny chasing him.
I didn't think he was going to get through the line of scrimmage there on that play. Dowling went 4 wide. They had quads out on the left side of the field to the wide side, leaving Hank on the narrow side of the field, and Hank just runs a quarterback keep, pull one guy and lead Hank out beyond the tackle. And he had one guy to beat the line of scrimmage, and then it was just a foot race.
61-yard run for quarterback Hank Hemrick and Dowling. First down Maroons at the Hawk 24, and the give is to Tegan Johnson. He blasts his way inside the 20 down to about the 15-yard line for a pickup of 9, and it'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Should be no, I'm not going to give him the first down. You're right, 9. And right now the Dowling offensive line is just controlling the game, and the important thing here is the clock's winding down, and there's 1:35 left in the quarter as Dowling gets into the red zone.
They certainly do. 2nd down and 1 from the 15. Hemrick out of the shotgun. The give is to Tegan Johnson, and dodges one tackle and bowls his way. He's got the first down inside the 15. It's just a matter where the rugby scrum ends, and it ends at the 13-yard line for a gain of 2.
Really hard to read those numbers. Looks like number 18 or 16 on the play there. 18 Manis. Should have just guessed that, I guess. And Manis at the bottom of the pile gets Tegan Johnson, but not before he can get the first down. Clock continues to run at 1:10.
Mo Watson, Brecken Manis, just tremendous. Now the Maroons with that diamond backfield. 3 running backs surrounding quarterback Hank Hemrick. The give is to Tegan Johnson, and he just bowls his way behind an offensive lineman down to near the 5-yard line. They'll spot his D down at the 6 with 50 seconds remaining.
As John mentioned earlier, that's just a tough play to stop because you got 2 lead blockers, and Dowling's going to go hurry up here.
All right, clock continues to run, 45 seconds. And on 2nd down play, 2nd and 2, handoff Tegan Johnson, bowls his way towards the goal line, down at the 1-yard line with 39 seconds. That'll stop the clock.
Stops the clock with the first down, and so it's 39.9 seconds left. Dowling gets right back up, and they can't stop it.
1st and goal, Dowling at the 1. Quarterback sneak out of the diamond offense, and the running backs assist the quarterback. Is he in? No signal yet. First referee's got to umpire the touchdown, Dowling. Hank Hemrick. Late call, but the right call. 30 seconds remaining in the half. Dowling now leading 26-14, Matt.
Will Dowling go for 2 here, or are they going to go for the 1? So you get 2 to get you back to that 14-point lead. Coach Wilson's electing to kick the field goal here and make it a 13-point game.
30 seconds remaining in the first half, so Dowling answers back after the Ankeny touchdown by Jordan Cum of 28 yards, and now Calvert in for the extra point. The left footer will have the hold by Matt Stillwell. And the long snapper for Dowling is Koa Thompson. And now they run the fake, and this is into the end zone. 2-point conversion. Good by Matt Stillwell. Oh, beautiful fake. Usually they go swinging gate, and Stillwell just picked the ball up and scored.
That didn't surprise me. You know, you want to get that to that 14-point advantage is why I was wondering where they weren't going for 2. Coach Wilson answered.
That'd be a Tamia and Son 2-point conversion.
There you go.
How about that, Mario Tamia? Dowling leading 28-18, and that's not right. It's 28-13.
28-14.
14, there you go, as the extra point was good by Ankeny. So 30 seconds remaining, Dowling up 28-14 here with 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for you want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
And on the kickoff by Dowling, Calvert's kick squibbed down about the 20-yard line, picked up by Carson Hilsenbeck for Ankeny, and he returns it up to about the 27-yard line. First down Ankeny from there, but Dowling on that last drive for the Maroons. 7 plays, 81 yards, capped off by a Hank Hemrick 1-yard run. The 2-point conversion run by Matt Stillwell gives Dowling a 28-14 lead. Let's go down the Dowling sideline, and that is where John Chido's at. John?
Yeah, I want to go back to that play before that with Hank Hemrick with a nice run to get Dowling in that position, and Matt Stillwell with that 2-point conversion. That could have been a pass or run there, Mark.
Yeah, it certainly was, and I know, John, you're going to catch up with head coach Tom Wilson here. 15 seconds, handoff goes to Kickoff from his own 27-yard line, and that might be the final play.
That's it.
Of the first half. He carries up to the 30-yard line for a gain of 3, and that'll do it. Here at halftime, Dowling leading 28-14 over Ankeny. An outstanding first half by the Dowling offense, and, man, I have to agree with you. That offensive line looking pretty tough out there. The Dowling defense has given up 2 scores, which is uncharacteristic, but Gavin Williams has 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in receiving, and Hank Hemrick capped off a 7-play drive for the Maroons. 28-14 Dowling, and I know John Chido has head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling, and take it away, Johnny.
Coach has been a back-and-forth first half. Field position played a big role, and Ankeny was able to convert on some third-down conversions, and then the last score to Hank Hemrick's nice run to get you guys set up there for a Gavin Williams touchdown.
Yeah, they've got a great offense, and it's going to be a 4-quarter ball game. We're going to have to stay after it, and our offense is going to have to keep pressing and keep the pressure on them.
All right, Coach. Best of luck in the second half.
All right, John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic, as the Maroons, the 6-time defending champs, and right now leading at halftime in the quarterfinals of the Class 4A football playoffs, 28-14 over the Ankeny Hawks. And, Matt, what a game we saw. Ankeny did not quit. They responded well after their starting quarterback was injured. Well, next man in did it. Next man in was Colin Riggs, and he fired a touchdown pass to Jordan Cum from 28 yards on his first play after he got in. And that was just amazing. That's the kind of game we have tonight.
Yeah, Riggs comes into the game throwing 11 passes all year. He's completed 9 of them, 2 touchdowns, and out of those 9 passes. But, I think if you reflect back on this half, 2 good, very, very good offensive lines. And Ankeny, they have a veteran. They have almost all seniors. Their front 5 are all seniors in their offensive line because they were able to protect Bauer for the most part. They were able to protect him and give him time to throw the football, and they were able to run sporadically. And so, but you can't say enough about Dowling's offensive line right now.
They've done a great job on a very chilly night. 36 degrees, cloudy skies. It feels like temperature was 28 degrees. That was at game time. That south breeze, you call it a bit of breeze when we're approaching winter-like weather, Matt?
Yeah.
South breeze at 13 miles per hour here at Duke Williams Stadium. And Jared Seifert, our stat guy, brought up the statistics. And our halftime guest is here. You recognize her?
Yeah, she's going to warm up a little bit, I think.
She is. Kristen Meyer will join us here, the Dowling girls basketball coach. Practice starts Monday, correct? Yeah. So look forward to that. All right, let's take a look at the first half statistic. Dowling, total offense, 198 yards at halftime. Ankeny with 178. As the Maroons have 21 yards in the air. Ankeny with 104 yards passing yards. Dowling with 177 yards on the ground. Ankeny with 74 yards on the ground. There were no turnovers in that first half as Dowling had 12 first downs. So did Ankeny. And individually, quarterback Hank Hemrick was 3 for 3 passing, 21 yards, and a touchdown to lead the Maroons. Jace Bauer, 9 of 14 passing to lead Ankeny for 2 touchdowns. Colin Riggs threw one, and Bauer threw the other. So we'll have to get Mr. Seifert to correct this on his tablet. Leading rusher for Ankeny, Colin Kickoff, the running back, 8 carries, 41 yards. Bauer was 14 carries, 33 yards for Ankeny before he was injured. Hank Hemrick, the leading rusher for Dowling, 4 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Gavin Williams, 8 carries, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Tegan Johnson, 6 carries, 41 yards to lead the Maroons.
That sounds like a wishbone offense. You get that kind of balance like that.
It's called the diamond. That's what John Chido called it. They call it the diamond offense. Quarterback in the shotgun, surrounded by 3 running backs. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I like it.
Leading receiver for Dowling, Gavin Williams, 1 catch, 8 yards, and a touchdown. Matt Stillwell, 1 catch for 7 yards, and Louis Brooks, 1 catch for 6 yards. For Ankeny, Cade Summers, 2 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Cum, 2 catches for 28 yards. Braden Simonson, 1 catch for 16 yards. And tight end Weston Folk for Ankeny, 2 catches, 14 yards, and a touchdown. Brody Breck, with a catch for 9 yards, and Colin Kickoff 1 catch for 5 yards. Again, total offense in the first half, Dowling with 198 yards, Ankeny with 176. And our halftime score, Dowling 28, Ankeny 14. Matt, you got to look at some other scores.
Some scores here. We at the half. Valley went up on Waukee 6-3. Bettendorf is up on Cedar Falls at the half 14-6. And Kennedy scored late to go up on Urbandale 13-10 at the half. So all the games are at the half in the 4A bracket.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with our halftime guest. Dowling head girls basketball coach Kristen Meyer will join us here at Duke Williams Stadium on a very chilly night, but not too bad up in the press box. My feet are feeling a little bit chilly, but not as bad as last week. We'll take a break and come back with more halftime. Dowling 28, Ankeny 14 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
It's Truck Month at Schottenkirk Chevy Disease. We're in a position to give you more for your trade in Waukee. 19 Equinox up to 22% off. That's up to $9,000 off. Truck Month in Waukee, including up to $15,000 off new Silverado HDs. Huge inventory, but these won't last. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Central Bank is proud to support the unmatched spirit of sportsmanship and hard work exemplified by our local athletes. We're fans of high school sports and the way the big game and hometown team rally a community. Best of luck to all of today's competitors. Play hard, have fun, and make something great happen. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Serving imaginations since 1992.
And welcome back to Williams Stadium here on the campus of Des Moines East High School and the home of Grandview University. It's Dowling leading Ankeny 28-14 here at halftime, and I'm joined by the head girls basketball coach at Dowling Catholic, Kristen Meyer, trying to get warmed up. And, Coach, welcome. Looking forward to the season. Practice starts next week, and I know you're looking forward to that. And let's talk warm weather. Warm inside weather sports, and that's basketball. Welcome.
You bet. This weather makes it feel like it should be basketball, or at least indoor football time, right?
Exactly. Boy, last time I talked to you, I was just telling your principal, Mr. Maindring, I said, last time I talked to Kristen, I think it was state tournament where you finished down there at Wells Fargo Arena. I always like to finish down there. You got to the Final Four. And now this year, our brand new season. And let's talk about your 2019-2020 girls basketball team at Dowling. Do we know any of the players that are coming back? Do I know anybody from that team?
I would hope so. We got a few coming back. Most notably Caitlin Clarke's a senior this year, so I think she's excited to get going here, just like the rest of the girls.
I told Chris Guest that Caitlin couldn't make a decision where she wants to go to college, so she's coming back for an extra year, and he gave me the blankest stare this summer when I told him that. So poor Chris and the Waukee Warrior coach. I think his heart rate jumped one notch.
It's probably a good thing you only get 4 years. Otherwise, we'd sure try to keep her.
But what a year you're expecting. Now Caitlin's she's still being recruited, and she's narrowed it down to like 3 choices. But what a talent she is, and I hear she's doing great things on the summer circuit, the club circuit. But then I also understand, and I think I face her tomorrow. She coaches a St. Francis girls team, and I think my daughter plays her team tomorrow. I haven't looked the matchup, but I can't wait to get down there. I said, we're going to full court press. I'm going to bring out the Bob and Sharon Hansen Barracuda. We're just going to press you. I can't wait to see that.
I'm sure she's looking forward to it. She volunteers her time to help out with coaching a St. Francis CBL team. I know she enjoys it.
Yeah, she does, and it's a lot of fun. But talk about we have Caitlin Clarke, her senior year. Of course, it seems like for a lot of coaches, I think she's been there 5 or 6 years, but this is actually her senior year. Who else do you have returning from last year's team, Coach?
Sure, we have a really strong senior class. Along with Caitlin, we've got Grace Gaber, Nai Tong. We've got Meg Simplot, Brianna Rodriguez, and Erin Kleppe. So we've got 6 seniors that we're really excited about. A lot of them bring experience from last year. As far as our juniors that are returning, Ella McVeigh, who was a starter for us last year, and then Lexi Bowles, one of our other posts, and then Emma Gipple, who's a sophomore, who was our starting 4 last year. So we bring back a lot. So a lot of experience, which is good, and then we'll kind of see once we get going where it all shakes out.
Yeah, you play in this conference that, you just don't know what to expect, but a very tough CIML Central Conference with you play Ames, Ankeny Centennial, Johnston, and Urbandale twice, home and home with them during the regular season. Oh, and then sprinkled in with this out-of-state teams. You go to Thanksgiving up in Minneapolis, and you play in the St. Thomas tournament. Don't say it too loud because Daniel Grady will hear. That's his alma mater, St. Thomas, Minnesota. Then you go over to Illinois for a game later on in the year, and then you play this team out of Iowa City. My goodness, this is not your typical non-conference schedule.
Yeah, and you mentioned our division of the conference. Last year, 4 out of our 6 teams in our division made it to state.
That's right.
I mean, that's how strong our division was of the conference. And then, to be honest, we went out and searched and to try to find as tough a competition as we could for the regular season to try to prepare us for postseason. We thought last year it really helped us out. We ended up having a few more losses than some other teams, but felt like we were a little bit more battle-tested by the time we got to late February. So this year, like you said, we're going back up to Minnesota, which this will be our 3rd year going, and it's a Catholic schools tournament. We've really enjoyed playing teams from different states up there. And then this is the first time we're going over to Chicago to play in kind of like a showcase tournament type thing. We'll play 1 game, so it'll be fun. Just play some new competition.
Visit with Kristen Meyer, the Dowling girls head basketball coach. Practice starts on Monday. The first game, I believe, is against Des Moines Lincoln, a game we'll carry here in Iowa Catholic Radio the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Does that sound right?
Yes, the 26th.
November 26th, so we're going to go from one to the other. Halftime, Dowling leading Ankeny 28-14 here at a very chilly Duke Williams Stadium. And, Coach, you look at your schedule, and you talked about your team, but also the schedule, and then your own conference. But I like how it matches up. The thing I like about when you go and play in Minneapolis at the St. Thomas tournament, you're going to get 2 games up there, the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. But your JV players get to go and participate in a tournament. Now, they're in a different site up there, but you got everybody up there and playing basketball for a weekend.
Yeah, it's a really fun weekend, and not only do we get to play good competition early in the season, but we all ride up on a charter bus. You stay the night at a hotel. You just get to spend time together, which is perfect for the beginning of the season, where you have some new kids to varsity, and then, like I said, the JV gets to go. So we've really enjoyed going up there each year, and we hope to keep going for as long as they keep inviting us.
Yeah, well, that and the weather. You hope the weather holds off. You always, don't mind the cold. You just don't want all the stuff that comes with it. Well, what do you most? When you look at the season, Coach, and you have the veterans coming back, and you have a young lady like Clarke, who is a very special player. You don't have too many of those. I can tell you from 30-plus years of broadcasting, there might have been 2 or 3. One of them's coaching at Drake right now, Jenny Lill. So there's not been too many players like Caitlin come through. But your thoughts about this team, blending the team together, and what are some of the things you're looking for that maybe come off this summer workouts and summer camps, something that you're looking for, something that strikes you?
Yeah, like you mentioned, we have a lot of veterans coming back, and I think potentially we'll have a few new faces. And our first couple days of practice are tryouts where we kind of make teams, and I think there might be a couple players that are new to varsity that not only make the team but potentially get a few minutes. I'm kind of looking forward to those first 2 weeks of just let's see what you got type of thing, and I think we'll have a lot of competition at practice, which is exactly what you want. So then every single player is pushed. And I think that we'll just have different games or different players step up. And, obviously Caitlin has done a lot of the scoring for us, but I think we'll get to see her be more of a defensive leader as well. And I think we've got a lot of seniors and the underclassmen who will really come out and just be ready to go from the get-go.
Visit with Kristen Meyer, the Dowling girls head basketball coach. Practice begins on Monday next week. And, of course, Coach, you look back and you look at your staff, and that's something I don't know about Danner because I've seen him and talked to him, and is he coming back or did he?
You bet. Yeah, I wouldn't let him not come back.
Oh my gosh, we got to go through Joel again. But Joel Danner and your staff, talk about your coaching staff at the varsity, and of course the JV 1 and 2 and the freshman teams.
Sure. Yeah, we've got actually 6 out of our 7 coaches returning from last year, which is fantastic. As you mentioned, Joel Danner is one of my assistants for varsity along with Scott Babinat, and they're just 2 great guys to work with. We're very fortunate to have them working with our players, and I really enjoy coaching with them. Tom Donahue, who I'm sure you know very well.
Never heard of him.
Is JV coach, JV1 along with Lisa Smith, and they do a fantastic job. I really enjoy just seeing them every day and having them work with our players. And then Jonathan Vandera is back again for 4th year. He's been there since my first year. And then Logan Greiner, who coached the throwers in track for the girls track team this past year, will actually be coaching JV2 with Jonathan.
Well, that'll be an interesting staff. And Donahue's back, huh?
You bet.
I thought, well, maybe you had most of your assistants back except one. I figured maybe it might be Donahue or Danner that would have left, and those are the two that they're actually my thorn in my side throughout all winter, Chris. And just so you know, those two guys, I just don't know what to expect. But whatever you say, Coach. You know,
well, I love them, so you're stuck with them.
I know it. We're all stuck with them. Oh, my goodness. What do you think about this night of outdoor football? This is the last outdoor game of the season, Coach. We move up to the UNI Dome. Ankeny or Dowling in the winter. It's indoors after this. It's very chilly.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to come watch and help out with the student section. It's been a really fun, exciting game to watch, but you're right. It's indoor sport time.
Yes, it is. Coach, thanks for coming up here at halftime. Look forward to covering your games. I think, as I told you, we're probably going to have about 17 of your 21 regular season games on Iowa Catholic Radio. That'd be a record because normally we carry about 12 to 15 doubleheaders, and we'll always do the postseason. But looking forward to working with you this year. And it begins with Lincoln the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Dowling at Lincoln will be live from the Roundhouse.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. We appreciate you guys covering our sports for the people that can't make it to the games, and we're really looking forward to this season.
All right, Coach. Stay warm out there and go get those students. Make sure they're staying warm too.
Oh yeah.
All right. Kristen Myers, my guest here at halftime. Dowling 28, Ankeny 14. Back with the second half after this 1 minute break here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat & Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Now we're back here at Duke Williams Stadium on a very chilly night here at halftime. Dowling leading Ankeny 28-14. And I know, Matt, you've been kind of keeping a track of some of the scoring from other scores, but you got some.
One note. I was out there, and they said Bauer came back in and took that last snap. Now, I thought it was the other kid yet, but they said no, he was. Jace Bauer did come in. It was number 8. Came back in and did take that last snap. So it'll be interested to see if he's able to go the second half.
That is tremendous for Ankeny. Jace Bauer, who was injured, hurt his lower leg, and then came off the field. And then Colin Riggs, his backup, came in and threw one pass touchdown right away to Jordan Cum. Yeah. So let's go down to the Dowling sideline. And I know Johnny Chai, I don't know how he stayed warm at halftime, whether he went in the locker room or not. But Johnny, give us an update from the Dowling sideline.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of different defensive adjustments, especially if Bauer is back in the game. One of those things is containing him inside the pocket, because as we saw in the first half, when he breaks the pocket, he makes a lot of things happen for Ankeny. And the other thing defensively, they need to keep get out the field on 3rd and long, 4th and long. They're able to do well on 1st, 2nd down, and then third down situations. Dowling's kind of broke there on defense a little bit. But offensively, I think you'll see a lot more running with Gavin Williams and Tegan Johnson, that diamond look that you guys talked about earlier.
Yeah, and John, we talked earlier before the game about Tom Wilson, what he shared with me, not giving up the big play by Ankeny. Well, the Hawks have scored 2 touchdowns. One was to their tight end Falk from 5 yards out, and a great throw by Bauer, but also Jordan Cum with that touchdown reception from the backup quarterback Colin Riggs. So for the most part, Dowling's done a pretty good job of not giving up a big play.
And that was on 4th down, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And a lot of it's credited to Neonte Gerke. He's doing a lot of blitzing off the edge there, not allowing Bauer to make those throws. He has to throw a little bit quicker, but when the quarterbacks are catching it and just throwing it right away, they're able to hit some of those receivers.
Okay, well, appreciate that, John. John Scheid on the Dowling sideline is Caleb Rathke, as Ankeny has the win at their back here in the third quarter. They're going right to left, defending the south end zone. And here's a kickoff, and it's fielded by Tegan Johnson at the 12, across the 15-20, still on his feet, and he's finally twisted up and finally tackled at the 25-yard line. That's where the Dowling offense will start. First and 10.
A flag out in the field here.
But the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's in a weird spot, so we'll see what they get for a call here.
And
Because usually it would be behind the ball.
They put the ball at the 25, and I got to borrow this,
You
Matt,
bet.
because guess who ran out of paper?
No way.
I didn't gauge that right. So now the officials, it looks like Dowling's walking backwards.
Get a hold.
Holding on Dowling on the return by Tegan Johnson. So that'll back him up from the 15-yard line. And the Maroons will start 1st and 10.
Well, at least
the spot of the hole.
That's the one thing about it. It's 1st and 10. The way they've been moving the football right now for the Maroon offense, it doesn't matter where they start. That backfield with Tegan and Williams is really chewing up the yardage. And Hemrick.
First down, Dowling at the 16. The give is to the tailback that time. I believe that's Gavin Williams, and there it is. And he gets maybe a yard up to the 17-yard line. Tough going there as the Ankeny defense surrounds him and swallows him up.
The defensive front, they're solid. The senior-led defensive front of Krebs, McMullen, Rainey, and Crimmins up front, and they were able to stop that play up. They'll come up, and it looks like they really are in a four-man front. One kid's walked up, and it ends up looking like a five-man. Like right now it looks like a 5-2 defense.
Here's the snap. On play action. Back to throw is Hank Hemrick. Fires the ball near side. Caught by Louis Brooks, and it's caught for a first down. Louis with the 20 at the 25-yard line. And let's see where.
A little bit short. A little bit short.
Yep. They're going to say third down coming up. Third and the
timing.
Yard.
The timing on that play between Hemrick and Brooks was just outstanding as they were able to do that and get the pressure or get the timings to get the first down. Not the first down.
Yeah, 9-yard reception officially. And it's 3rd and 1, Dowling on their own 26-yard line. Hank Hemrick at quarterback. They flip-flop Schwager to the right side for a tight end toss play. Right side, and that is Gavin Williams. He's got the first down and more. Blasts his way across the 35 and run out of bounds to the Dowling 36. He'll gain 10 yards.
You know, it's interesting. They run that play to the short side of the field, between the hash and the out of bounds and the boundary, and they get one hook there. Schwager has a good block and allows Williams to get around the corner for the first down.
11-yard run. They said Gavin stepped out of bounds at the 37. So 1st and 10, Dowling from the 37. Louis Brooks split out wide left of the formation, and Matt Stillwell to the right. Tight end is on the left side. Hank Hemrick with pistol formation, play action, and he keeps the football. He follows his fullback, gains his way across the 43 up to about the 44-yard line for a gain of about 6 yards, maybe 7 on first down.
Hank Hemrick just kind of ducks and dives in there behind that big offensive line and is able to sneak up in there. And with Gavin in front of him, they're able to get the yardage. And you got a lot of plays in the playbook when it's 2nd and 3rd or 2nd and 4.
6-yard run, and I'm just watching. I think Johnny's probably watching this too. Watch isolated with, they've got Louis Brooks in the slot and Stillwell split wide left, but they're looking for a certain matchup there, and they may get Louis Brooks on a big home run ball possibly. Now they send Williams in motion, and now Hemrick will keep the football. Tough going. Now he slides outside the 50, still on his feet, and he gets finally wrestled down after about a 10-yard gain and a first down at the Ankeny 47-yard line. Nice job by Hank. He was stopped in the backfield.
Yeah.
Then he reversed field. The play was originally going left. Then he came back on the line of scrimmage, went to his right, and got out of bounds or got nearly out of bounds at the Hawk 47.
He's sneaky fast. He had no right in getting the first down right there and getting out of that play, and he was able to spin out in the backfield and then accelerate towards the boundary and get the first down.
10-yard run for Hank Hemrick. First down, Dowling at the 47 of Ankeny. Underway with 9:45 remaining here in the third quarter. Handoff, Gavin Williams, left side, blasts his way inside the 40. Still carrying tacklers down to the Hawk 37-yard line. A 10-yard gain, and he's near another first down if they spot it on
to show you the
line
strength,
of scrimmage.
Yeah, show you the strength of Gavin Williams. Connor Rainey, a 230-pound senior, was kind of on his back for the last 6 yards of it as he carried him down the field, big defensive lineman.
10-yard run for Gavin, and they officially marked the ball, a 10-yard gain, and it's first down Dowling at the Hawk 37-yard line. Dowling 28, Ankeny 14, 9:15 remaining here in the third quarter on a very chilly night from Duke Williams Stadium in Des Moines. Temperature was 36 degrees. Feels like temperature was 28 degrees at game time. And now a handoff and blasting his way and grinding his way down to the 30-yard line, Gavin Williams. And he's just following that left side of the Dowling offensive line. Charlie Nank, the left tackle, Joe Ryan, the left guard, and Noah Sinnott, the center. They've
really been able to just power. And, Charlie Nank is such a load. he is able to just lead that defensive line or that offensive line through the down of the Ankeny defense.
He certainly has. So second down and 3, Dowling at the 30-yard line of Ankeny. Williams gaining 7 at last carry. Handoff once again. Gavin Williams this side, the right side. He's got some room. He may go inside the 10. Foot race to the end zone. Touchdown. Gavin Williams from 30 yards out. A tremendous job on the right side of the Dowling offensive line, Matt Maindring, as I'll tell you what, Ryan Bowles, Tyler Stein, and, of course, the center, Nolan Sennett. Gavin just kind of waited, and everything just developed, and then it was off the secondary, and Gavin off to the races.
He had a crease there, and I couldn't tell if Swagger got the kick out. We'll have to ask John who got the block in there, but they just opened up a hole for Williams, and he accelerated to the end zone.
He certainly did. Now the extra point by Calvert is Dowling up 34-14 over Ankeny with 8:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Jake Calvert in for the extra point. The hold by Matt Stillwell. And the long snapper is Koa Thompson. The ball is down, kick up, and the Toomey & Sons extra point is good after Gavin Williams ran through the Bows and the Flores red zone. So a timeout on the field, 8:22 remaining third quarter. Dowling 35, Ankeny 14, and you're listening to Class 4A football playoffs on Iowa Catholic Radio.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. To providing you energy when and where to.
And good sportsmanship. Who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Hey, welcome back to Duke Williams Stadium. On the return, here is Ankeny with the football as they get it to Jordan Cum, and he fields at the 15-yard line, across the 20. He's up near the 27-yard line on the return. Dowling 35, Ankeny 14. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That is where John Chido was at. Johnny?
Well, Dowling with a little different looks there. Went away from the diamond formation. They went double tight. Was able to run that stretch play. That time, Tyler Stein able to get that edge with swagger that allowed the running lane for Gavin Williams to get in the end zone.
8 plays, 84 yards on the Dowling drive. First down, Ankeny from their own 27-yard line. And Jace Bauer in at quarterback, it looks like here, Matt, as he did come in for that final play, apparently, of the first half. And Bauer back in after that leg injury in the first half. Fires the ball in the middle. The pass is caught. Sliding catch by Cum. First down, Ankeny at the 39-yard line. So a 12-yard gain that time. Bauer to Cum.
Yeah, Bauer's moving around really well, and as bad as that looked when Filer drug him down and he got rolled up underneath him, and it's great to see Bauer back out here because you want all your athletes on the field. You want to see a game.
No question about it. And that time he threw a strike. Bauer to Jordan Cum, who's Ankeny's leading receiver. So it's 1st and 10. Hawks from their own 39-yard line. They go right to left, south to north. They have the 10-mile-an-hour wind at their back on a very chilly night here at Duke Williams Stadium. Temperature falling into the lower 30s. Back to throw is Bauer once again. Fires the ball downfield, and the pass is incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver, but there was 2 Maroons back there on coverage, and that was a beautiful throw that time once again by Bauer.
I was just watching his footwork right there in that play, and he does a really good job. He's got that little pitter-patter under his feet, and he gets his legs set and his feet planted just as he throws the football as he's turning, and he allowed the receiver to get downfield, but there's a lot of Maroons back there in coverage as Ankeny took one of those shots that they take.
Yeah, Jace Bauer, 6'1", 195-pound junior, overthrew his last on his intended receiver in his last throw, so it's 2nd and 10 Hawks from their own 39. 2 receivers to the right. The outside receiver is Cum. Back to throw Bauer. He has blitz coming, and he unloads the ball, gets it away, and it's caught, and that's Kickoff out of the backfield, across midfield, down the far sideline he goes and run out of bounds at the Dowling 40-yard line. They're going to spot his foot out of bounds at the Dowling 35, they say. Big save that time by Bauer because he was under duress.
He was under pressure, and he got hit, and he's coming back limping up the field here as he got hit at from that blitz coming through there. It looked like, I think it was Gerke and Filer, and makes a nice throw to Kickoff, and Kickoff sprints down the sideline. This Ankeny offense is something else.
Yes, it is. Kickoff on a 26-yard reception gets the ball into Dowling territory. First down, Hawks at the Dowling 35. And Bauer now hands it off to Kickoff on a little inside handoff. Goes outside the right end and down to near the 30-yard line. They're going to spot his knee down at the 31, gain of 4.
Kickoff, the young man impresses me every time he comes onto the field. More and more, he really squirts around the left side or on the right side that time. Only a sophomore, and is really starting to mature out here in the football field.
Yeah, all sophomores and juniors, except for Jordan Cum, who's a senior in that group. And now Kickoff gets the handoff again from Cum, and straight up the gut he goes. He's hit and dropped inside the 30. And he'll be dropped right about the 26-yard line for a gain of 5.
As a coach, you always look out there and you see if I've got a veteran offensive line and younger skill positions, that's the best situation because you can let those kids develop because that offensive line is going to dominate up front. And this offensive line has shown their value tonight for Ankeny.
6:15 remaining, third quarter. Dowling 35 and Ankeny 14. 3rd and 1 for the Hawks, and Kickoff an inside handoff, and he's hit and stacked up the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th and 1 for Ankeny at the 27-yard line. They'll move it back a yard, and I bet the Hawks go for it here. They're not going to kick the field goal. They lost a yard there, Matt.
Yeah, they lost a yard, and I can't remember on that one 4th down play. They do a quarterback sneak. And you think that's probably out of your playbook here right now with Bauer a little bit gimpy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But now it's 4th and 2 or so that's probably in the playbook anyway.
We've seen the Hawks throw for it on 4th down and convert. So tight formation for Ankeny. They got a man in motion, and that is Cum. He split out wide to the left. Bauer out of the shotgun, rolls to his left, now fires downfield. Pass is caught. And did he catch it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, incomplete.
Incomplete pass. As the intended receiver that time was Brody Breck, and it was right to him, but he couldn't hang on to it.
He got hit.
He did.
Mark, right when the ball got there again. Good timing by the Dowling defense.
So the Maroons hold on downs, and let's go down to John Chido for a sideline report. Johnny on the Dowling sideline. How about that hit that time, John?
Yeah, that was a nice hit because it was right in Brody Breck's hands, and the Dowling defender, I think it was Michael Keogh on the hit, was able to separate the ball from the receiver in a great 4th down stop. That's what Dowling needed right now.
That was a huge lift for the Dowling defense because Ankeny is not going away. 1st and 10 Maroons from their own 27-yard line. 5:24 remaining here in the third quarter. Now a bad snap. Henrik now just does everything to get the ball and falls on it at the 15-yard line. So Dowling will lose 12 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 22 on the errant snap.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a funky play going on there. They had a guy in motion, and you don't know if Hemrick took his eye off the ball, and I think it was Gavin Williams coming in motion on that play, and not a clean look. And we're fortunate to just get the ball back.
Yeah, so 2nd down, and they put the ball move it up to the 17-yard line, so a loss of 10 on the play, if you will. Here's Hemrick, and he's hand off in the backfield, and Tegan Johnson goes down, and Ankeny just all over that. They've done that the whole game, but this time the Hawk defense has penetrated the Dowling offensive line.
We'll see if Coach Wilson gambles here on 3rd and long. Your tendency in this situation is to do something simple, a little screen play, something like that, where you got a chance to get big yardage, but it's still a safe play.
Loss of 1 that time for Tegan Johnson. So
last time we saw this formation, it was Hank Hemrick around the edge.
4 receivers to the right, none to the left, 1 back in the backfield. That's Tegan Johnson. Hemrick fires the ball left side, caught by Gavin Williams. This time Ankeny has him well defended. He's caught at the 10-yard line. He'll lose 6 yards and bring up 4th down and a mile for Dowling back at their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's exactly what you kind of expect out of that play, where you're going to do this little screen pass, and Gavin hesitated behind those initial blocks, and if you do that, it allows the defense to pursue. The reason you go out to that edge is so you don't get that pursuit from the defense, and Ankeny was able to pursue the football and create a negative play.
So Gavin Williams loses 5 yards officially. It's 4th and 26. The ball on the 11-yard line of Dowling, and now Gerke from his own end zone gets it away. It's a spirally kick, short kick. Fair catch signal for by Jordan Cum at the Dowling 45. So the Hawks are in business with 3:16 remaining here in the third quarter. in the Class 4A football playoffs. 35-14, Dowling leading Ankeny. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline, and that is where John Chido is at. Johnny?
That was unfortunate with Dowling there on that session. They stopped Ankeny. Momentum change here in the third quarter, then an errant snap over Hank's head, and then it kind of left them behind the chains. That time there was a screen pass to Gavin Williams. They had a receiver lined up over another receiver, so they weren't going to throw the ball downfield. They just tried to get what they could, and now Ankeny with great field position.
Yes, they do. Appreciate that update, John. 35-14 Dowling. Ankeny with the first down at the Dowling 45. Bauer in at quarterback. Play action, or a handoff rather. That's Kickoff, and he's loose inside the 40 and down inside the 35-yard line of Dowling. Straight handoff up the middle over the right side, and Kickoff kind of zigzags and gets down to the 32-yard line of Dowling, a pickup of 13.
He was tripped up by Owen Schultz after about 9 yards and stumbled forward to get the first down, and positive plays there for the Ankeny offense. But that defense bent a little bit. It hasn't broken a while.
Yes, it is. 2 receivers left. Motion man coming right to left for Ankeny. Now they have 3 receivers to the left. Back to throw is Bauer. Has time. Kickoff gives him protection. Fires into the end zone. And Keogh's back there, and the pass is broken up, incomplete. No penalty flag down. We did have some contact. Yeah. Michael Keogh was at the back end of that.
Michael Keogh came underneath that pattern late, and he is so fast and was able to get underneath of, was that Jordan back there?
Jordan
again?
Kump.
And it looked like it was offensive pass interference, but no call, and we go to 2nd and 10.
Another well-thrown ball by Jace Bauer.
Yes, it was.
Like how that young man is. Oh, by the way, he's just a junior. So
yeah, you don't have to remind
Central
us.
Iowa fans, we get our new schedules next year. You may see him or you may not. Depends if Ankeny shows up on the new district schedule, which comes out this winter. All right, 2nd and 10 for the Hawks. Line of scrimmage is a Dowling 32. Bauer has 3 receivers to the left. One of them is Jordan Kump. Back to throw. Bauer has time. Fires for the middle. On a post route, the pass is broken up and incomplete. Nice job by the Dowling defense that time. And Michael Keogh with another pass breakup.
Now, that one was better than the one before. Michael did an outstanding job there, again, using his speed to get back in coverage and tip that ball away at the last minute.
Hey, John Chido, is that a clinic out there that Mr. Keogh is putting on for all of us, how to defend the pass?
Tonight right now, Mark, it's amazing how he can adapt and get back in coverage, like Coach said there, because he's beat on a couple steps. Makes a great break on the ball there.
All right, Dowling now will do a run blitz, and now Ankeny does run. Kickoff gets the handoff, but he's shy of the first down, carries it down to the Dowling 25-yard line. Bruins had the blitz, but the wrong side.
Yeah, the wrong side, and a great play by Ankeny. But, the Dowling defense, again, rose to the occasion, and it tells you they're starting to respect the pass coverage because they ran the ball on 3rd and 10, and now it creates a 4th and 3.
Yeah, 4th and 3, Ankeny. The line of scrimmage is a Dowling 25-yard line. Bauer out of the shotgun, kind of a tight formation with 1 receiver to the left. Now a man in motion from right to left for the Ankeny Hawks. That's Jordan Kump. Here's a snap. Bauer back to throw. Dowling brings the blitz. Now Bauer will keep the football, puts his head down, and dives towards the first down, and I think he got it. He did at the 21-yard line. A gain of 2 or a gain of 4 and a first down.
Gutsy run by Bauer up the middle. The pressure came around the edges, and he was able to step up and get to the middle of the field for the first down. Good coverage again by the secondary of the Maroons, and now we get into this 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Yep, they'll call it the 20, so give him a gain of 5 on that last carry. And Bauer not running very fleet of foot due to that injury he suffered in the first half of the ankle injury. Handoff Kickoff, and he goes right up the gut, and he's grinding his way inside the 20 down to about the 17. He gains 3.
Yeah, and we drugging it, making the tackle for the Maroons. It looked like Owsley in the bottom of the pile, along with Jack Meyer. Jack Meyer in the bottom of the pile, and gets a stop, and here we go again. Let's see what Bauer can do.
All right, final minute of the third quarter. Dowling leading 35-14. Bauer back to throw, feels pressure, and he skirts out of it. He's hit and dropped back at the 26-yard line. Another big hit by Dowling, and oh my goodness, he hit him head on, and that was Christian Owsley.
Christian Owsley with the stick on that play, and he was going down, and you'd like to see the young man wrap him up on that play, but he hit him up, and he lowered the boom on Bauer there.
Well, Bauer was so elusive, and he kept the play alive with his second effort, and he then ends up losing 9 in the sack by Owsley. So it's 3rd and 16 for Ankeny. 20 seconds remaining. This might be the final play of the third quarter. Over the middle, pass is caught, and that is Folk with the catch. He's shy of the first down at the 16-yard line, and a penalty flag down late as Filer was wrapped up with an Ankeny offensive lineman, the center, Cade Thompson.
Yeah.
And the side judge threw a flag.
And they're going to get the second guy, as they usually do, and Filer's going to get called here, it looks like.
Officials talking it over right now. Dave Rittman is the referee for this crew, Matt.
So we'll see what happens. They had a pass completion 4 yards short of the first down. So
down to the Dowling 16 by Folk. So it's a 10-yard game, but they needed more than that. And now the penalty being assessed against Dowling.
And as usual, it only goes one way, and Filer made the mistake of reacting late in that play.
So penalty against Dowling, that'll be half the distance to the goal line. And that'll put the ball at the 8-yard line. So 1st and goal, Ankeny at the 8-yard line. 11 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling 35, Ankeny 14. The winner moves on to the semifinals of the 4A football playoffs next Friday night. It'll be a 4 o'clock game or the 7 o'clock game next Friday afternoon, and they'll wind the clock, and that'll do it for the third quarter.
At first I thought Ankeny was going to call timeouts to get the win, but...
So we come to the end of the third quarter. The score, Dowling 35, Ankeny 14. Back with the fourth quarter in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field.
It's truck month at Schadenkirk LTZs. We're in a position to give you more for your trade in Waukee. HD's huge inventory, but these won't last. Schadenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
DentalAssociates.com.
And welcome back to Duke Williams Stadium here in the Class 4A football playoffs. Mark Hamadale, Matt Maindring, Dowling leading 35-14. 1st and goal, Ankeny, as we start the fourth quarter on the Dowling 8. Matt, you got a couple of quick scores.
Yeah, quick scores in the third quarter. Valley's up on Waukee 13-3. Kennedy's up on Urbandale 20-10, and Bettendorf maintains a 21-14 lead over Cedar Falls.
All right, and now the first play of the fourth quarter. Ankeny going towards the south end zone. Handoff goes to Kickoff, and he's hit and driven down right about the 7-yard line. So he may have gotten a yard as the play went to the right, and it'll keep the clock running here. This will be the 10th play of this Ankeny drive that started back on the Dowling 45.
The one adjustment for the defense is, in the first half, Bauer was a threat to run, and Kickoff was not so much of the attention. Now, slowly as this game has gone on and Bauer's not able to run, Kickoff has become more the center of focus for the run.
All right, Cade Summers, one of the 3 receivers to the left of the formation, including Weston Folk and Jordan Cum. Back to throws Bauer, has pressure, fires in the end zone. The pass is incomplete. Good coverage that time by Michael Keel on Brody Breck.
Brody Breck, and the timing there for Keel was really close. He got there about the same time the ball did and knocked the receiver away from the football on that play as his hands were just getting on it. Keel hits him and takes him down in the end zone.
All right, brings up 3rd and goal for Ankeny. The line of scrimmage is the Dowling 7-yard line. The Maroons leading 35-14 in the fourth quarter here at Williams Stadium. Ankeny going left to right towards the south end zone. The wind tonight out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So Hawks have to go into the wind here in this second half. And handoff goes to Kickoff, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And I'll bring up 4th and goal from the 7-yard line for Ankeny. A great job up front by Dowling.
Neonte Gerke, Filer get the tackle for the Maroons, and you've got Theo Davis down there. That defensive front is pretty stout. It's hard to run between the tackles.
12th play of the Ankeny drive, and it'll come down to 4th down. They're not going to kick the field goal. They're going for it. 4th and goal for Ankeny on the Dowling 7. Bauer at the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Bauer falls over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. Tried to hit his intended receiver on a crossing route left to right, and that was Brody Breck, but he overthrew him, incomplete, and the Dowling defense bends but doesn't break on the second consecutive possession by Ankeny.
They didn't give Bauer the amount of time that he's used to having right there. Coach Bossum brought some pressure, and they picked up part of it, but left Jackson Filer get in there late.
And John Chido, you got to be pretty proud of that. Second consecutive possession for the Ankeny, and the Dowling defense bends but doesn't break. This time, the defense forces a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Jackson Filer bailed himself out there, Mark. He was the one with that penalty, and then made a nice stop there on fourth down to put pressure on that errant throw.
So Dowling will take over from their own 7-yard line, and they're just going to grind it. Gavin Williams with the handoff. And he's hit and driven back to the 5-yard line. So Ankeny bringing everybody now, Matt. They're just going to go for it here.
Yeah, with that diamond backfield, they're bringing everybody up in the box. Going to play one-on-one on the outside. Louis Brooks is in there, but Stillwell is. It'll be interesting if they throw a pass out of this.
Diamond formation in the backfield as quarterback Hank Hemrick is standing on the goal line. It is second down and 12, Dowling on their own 5-yard line. They have the win at their back. One receiver split out wide to the right. Here's a snap, and this is going to be a keeper by Hank Hemrick. Crosses the 5, still on his feet. Down the near sideline, and he found a little seam, and he's got the first down.
Where'd he come from?
Where'd he learn how to dance? He danced on that sideline.
Yeah, he did. He got a first down. He was stacked up back there, and you saw big Charlie Nank coming around. All you see was the big sevens coming around the corner, and all of a sudden, here comes Hank Hemrick squirting out from between them, and
16-yard run as Tegan Johnson comes out of the lineup right now as they bring in, they keep Gavin Williams in there along with the Dowling fullback, H-back, as Swagger stays in and bring in Louis Brooks. And here's Hemrick again. Hank will turn the corner. He's hit at the 25, bounces around like a ping pong ball, and finally wrestled down at the 26-yard line. And that'll bring up second down for Dowling. And let's go down to John Chido. Johnny, I can't believe Hemrick did that nice dance move down the sideline. Now, I've seen you do the worm, but this tops it.
Yeah, well, that's funner to watch Hank run than me do the worm, I'll tell you that. But there was no room.
There wasn't.
And he was tiptoeing down that sideline. And not for a few yards. That was 14 yards down the sideline.
We got a holding on this play.
Yeah, I see that. Now this is all coming back as Dave Rittman and his crew have flagged Dowling on the penalties. So instead of the Maroons, that'll be first down for Dowling back inside the 10. They're going to spot it at the 9-yard line after they assess the penalty on for holding on Dowling.
I don't know. John was pretty impressive when he did his worm.
I remember those dance steps last year with the cheerleaders, John. That senior cheerleader you. She taught you well.
I'm trying to forget about it.
We got that. We got that on tape. And here's a handoff right up the gut. Gavin Williams gets that yardage back across the 20, pushes his way up to the 25-yard line, and that's a 16-yard gain for Gavin.
Powerful running there as they get behind that line of scrimmage. And again, Charlie Nank, and you go on that left side, Charlie Nank, Joe Ryan, and Sinnott. And they just power through, and sometimes they're pulling a guy through there, and you got Lynch on the field right now at the tight end position as well. They are handling things up front.
2nd and 6 now for Dowling. The line of scrimmage is their own 25-yard line. 8.5 minutes left on the game clock. Dowling leading 35-14 over Ankeny. The winner advances to the semifinals next week in the UNI Dome. Back to throw. Hank Hemrick fires the ball out, caught by Matt Stillwell, and he slides his way up to the 30-yard line, slipped the tackle, and finally got to the 30. That's good enough for a Dowling first down at the 31-yard line.
Really good job of keeping his balance because it looked like he was going to stumble and fall short of the line, short of the first down marker. And
well, the Ankeny defender cut him down, but he was able to keep that one hand down and stay balanced up to the, call it the 32-yard line, gain of 7.
Good block out there by Louis Brook to free up Matt so he can get to that first down.
1st and 10 Maroons. They go back to that diamond formation where they bring in Gavin Williams and Tegan Johnson and Swagger back there. Hemrick is surrounded. There is a quarterback in between those three guys. Hemrick out of the shotgun will keep the football running left, still on his feet, bounces off a tackle, still on his feet up to the 40-yard line before he's finally brought down. Hank Hemrick, nice run that time of 8 yards, and that was a grind out right there.
It was. He does such good balance and footwork as he runs through that line of scrimmage. And, we talked about at halftime, the balance this offense has with those 3 running backs back there, well, quarterback and 2 running backs. It is amazing and fun to watch.
All right, 3 running backs surrounding the quarterback, Hank Hemrick. Diamond formation, 1 receiver to the right for Dowling, and that is Matt Stillwell. The Maroons are trying to let that play clock get under 5 seconds as they're ready to go. 7:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Hemrick will keep it around the right side, and he's hit and dropped at the 42-yard line. So he'll gain 1, but Dowling trying to grind the clock out now.
Be a yard short of the first down. Or nope, they're going to give him the first down. First down.
Just had to get a yard, and he did, up to the 42-yard line. So 1st and 10 Maroons from their own 42. They'll get a new set of downs as we're under the 7-minute mark. Both teams have 3 timeouts each at their disposal, as Tegan Johnson will check out and Louis Brooks will check in. So the Maroons with an extra receiver here as they take one of those running backs out.
Frustrating for Ankeny because they're putting 9 guys essentially in the box in that diamond formation, and they're still not able to get the stops that they're looking for.
Well, great job up front by the Dowling offensive line. We've talked about that most of the year. 2 receivers to the left. Pistol formation now for the Maroons. Tight end on the right, and the give is to Gavin Williams. Bounces outside, 35-40, across midfield, still on his feet, at the 35, down the near sideline, and finally run out of bounds inside the Ankeny 20-yard line with 6:22 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling with a big first down and a big burst by Gavin Williams.
Again, going inside, bouncing outside. You almost have to keep an extra guy outside of the box to make sure he doesn't bounce that thing to the edge, because he did it again. He's so good at that, going in between the tackles and then bouncing that thing to the edge and just accelerating.
40-yard run for Gavin that time, man.
Yeah, you like to see the way he finishes his runs, too. Drops the shoulder and finishes the runs.
2 tight ends in for Dowling. Pistol formation. Williams stays in the backfield with Swagger in at fullback. The 1 receiver split out wide to the right is guess who? Louis Brooks.
Are you calling something here?
I don't know. They changed the play, and now we got a timeout. I think they liked what they saw, but we'll keep it here. How about that? 5:52 remaining. No.
Oh,
I don't do as much homework as you and Johnny does.
Oh, okay.
John Chido's on the Dowling sideline, and Johnny, you think what I'm thinking? They were looking at Louis for a little one-on-one and a hit to the end zone.
Well, they got a play drawn up for that, Mark, but I don't know if they're put it out there in their arsenal. I don't think they need to at this point.
That's true.
I think they're going to probably save that one.
Well, we'll see. I'm
kind of hoping with you.
I'm kind of waiting for this. All right.
As coaches scout that, they'll see that. But anyway.
Hey, you know what? And Johnny knows this. It's one extra thing for a team to prepare for.
That's right.
Just like the swinging gate, John knows this. It's just one more thing to take preparation on. We want to mention Kemen. We want to thank them along with Mercy One and Two Rivers Glass and Door for supporting our broadcast during the regular season and the postseason of Dowling Catholic football here on Iowa Catholic Radio. And Matt, I know you're keeping scores over there. We've got Valley Waukee update, Urbandale and Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and Cedar Falls and Bettendorf, and I'll let you take it away.
Valley has extended their lead and taken control of that ball game now, 20-3 over Waukee, and Kennedy is still up on Urbandale, 20-10, and Bettendorf has extended the lead 24-14 with a field goal. I believe most of these games should be in the fourth quarter as well.
Well, Bettendorf and Cedar Falls is a rematch. Bettendorf lost at home to Cedar Falls by 3, but now Bettendorf winning in the UNI Dome by 10 here in the fourth quarter. All right, back to live action. 1st and 10 Maroons from the 18-yard line. Dowling goes a handoff to Gavin Williams. Spins out of a tackle inside the 10, and he wrestles his way, bowls his way, and steps out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Great run there by Gavin Williams. So impressed he doesn't want to go out of bounds, but he was near the boundary, gained 10 yards on the player near it.
That one you'd like to see him go out of bounds. You got to come up a little bit gimpy on the end of that play. Nothing bad. He spun around right there. You live for another day.
Yeah.
And
extra effort, and
someone lost a lost mouthpiece. Now we're good.
That'll get you out of the game real quick.
Yeah,
all right,
he got it back.
Stillwell split out wide right, and Louis Brooks split out wide to left. 1st and goal, Dowling at the 8-yard line. Gavin gained 10 yards on that last carry. Hank Hemrick, pistol formation, and the give is to Tegan Johnson. Tegan bowls his way inside to the 7, maybe the 6-yard line for a gain of 2.
Tegan's such a strong runner, and again, he's going to make his money in between the tackles. Tegan comes out, Gavin goes in, and it's fun. Those two guys, you think there's a competition for snaps, and they're walking around the school building together. I mean, they hang out together during the day, and it's great to see those teammates getting showing that what it is to be on a team.
Yeah, it's one team, and that's exactly what this group is. Second and goal, Dowling at the 6-yard line. Brooks put out wide to left. Swagger now goes to the left halfback spot right behind the end. Here's a toss play. Gavin Williams back in there. Toss play inside the 5. Does he get in? Touchdown, and now they're going to penalty flags down. They're going to get what? They think Ankeny might be guilty of a penalty here.
We got one. It's hard to say, and we'll see where the flags go. But in the end, Gavin Williams scored.
Gavin scored from 6 yards out, and they haven't put it on the board yet because officials are talking it over. Louis Brooks thinks the penalty is against Ankeny.
There was a flag early while the play was still going on, and then the flag late.
So it was touchdown Gavin Williams, and then the flags came out. So we'll see what this is about. If that's the case, Dowling has extended their lead to 41-14. 4:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Now Dave Rittman, the very professional referee. We see him in basketball and in football. This is no other guy holding against Dowling. And we got a dead ball foul, personal foul against Ankeny. So offsetting penalties, that'll redo the down from the Ankeny 6-yard line.
Offsetting penalties, and so they replay the down, and Gavin goes, I got to go in there one more time.
Maybe.
We'll see.
John Chido, you were right there with all that. Offsetting penalties will deny the touchdown.
Yeah, I had a front row seat to that one, Mark.
Yeah.
It was they got Swagger on the hold, and then
Swagger on the hold.
Then the late hit right after that on Ankeny.
Okay, so here we go again. Second and goal, Dowling. Ball is on the 9-yard line, and here's Hemrick, and he overthrew everybody, incomplete as the ball goes out of bounds. The intended receiver was Gavin Williams, and it was a lateral pass, but it was ever so slightly forward.
Yes, and it was airmailed out of bounds too, so they did call it a forward pass, and so it's incomplete and goes back to the original line of scrimmage,
which is the 9-yard line. I'm still trying to figure that out because
the
ball
was on the 6.
It was on the 6, and they move it back 3 yards.
Well.
So
I don't know.
Maybe John can help us out here when we get that all figured out because it was offsetting penalties.
Yeah,
dead ball foul
back to the 6-yard line
against Ankeny, and then Swagger on the hold. Maybe that's with half the distance. I'm not sure.
No, they didn't mark anything off.
No, they didn't. Third and goal, Dowling on the 9. 4:19 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Back to throw is Hemrick. Fires in the end zone. He's got Brooks open. Touchdown! Louis Brooks on a catch over his head. Came down with both feet in on the far corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Dowling.
That's a great catch.
Unbelievable. And you know what? A great ball thrown by Hank Hemrick. How about that?
Well, it's a play that's designed to be thrown to the back pylon, and Hemrick is thrown to a spot, and it's Louis' job to get there, and Hank put it right where Louis was going. Louis adjusts while the ball's in the air, over the shoulder, catches it, 6 points.
Calvert in for the extra point. How about this drive for Dowling? 11 plays, 93 yards. It took 5 minutes and 20 seconds of game clock away. What a way to grind it out. 41-14 Dowling. Extra point by Calvert. Ball is down, kick is up, and the Toomey and Sons extra point is good. After the Maroons were in that red zone, the Bows in the Flores red zone. 42-14 Dowling. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
It's Truck Month at Shottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Up to $15,000 off new 19C. 19 Equinox up to 22% off. That's up to $9,000 off. Truck Month in Heavy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. This is Your Good Health.
Of Dowling Catholic Sports and Activities, Iowa Catholic Radio. KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHSAA Dell.
And welcome back to Duke Williams Stadium in Des Moines. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Maindring. John Chido on the Dowling sideline. 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining. Dowling has extended its lead over Ankeny 42-14 after an 11-play, 97-yard drive there, John Chido. A drive that took about 5 minutes at the Maroons grinding it out. And the touchdown to Louis Brooks.
Yeah, those are the drives coaches love because it's able for Dowling to put themselves in a comfortable situation late in the fourth quarter with only 4 minutes. There's only so many offensive possessions Ankeny has left. And to be able to go on that sustaining drive like that just kind of takes the winds out of the other team's sail.
Yeah, it certainly does. And on first down, Bauer back to throw from his own 20 after Calvert kicked it in the end zone for a touchback. And the pass is incomplete. The intended receiver that time for Ankeny was hit and dropped before he could even attempt the reception. Jordan Cum on the was the intended receiver, and Matt, he was hit as the ball arrived.
Yeah, Austin Klein came across and got to come as he was going up and getting the ball and separated him from the football with a nice hit.
So it brings up second down and 10 for Ankeny. Line of scrimmage, their own 20-yard line. Clock stopped with 4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Back to throw is Jace Bauer. Looks left, throws left. The pass is caught and out of bounds. On the reception up to the 25-yard line is the Ankeny receiver. And I'm not sure which one that was. It might have been Brody Breck. It looks like it was him.
It looks like Breck and out of bounds, so it stops the clock, bringing up a 3rd and 5. Right now, Dowling's playing too deep. They're just going to keep everything in front of them, and as Austin Klein did in the previous play, they're just going to come up and hit everything in front of them right now.
3rd and 5 for Ankeny. Bauer back to throw, fires it out, and the pass is caught. Folk with the catch from behind. The thrown behind him, but he made a nice catch across the 30 up to the 31-yard line.
Ran his pattern right at the sticks and gets the catch for the first down and moves the chains and extends the drive for Ankeny.
1st and 10, the Hawks. 3:45 remaining, game clock running. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bauer has time, and now he's hit, now he's dropped. Back at the 20-yard line. Jace Bauer succumbs to the Dowling defense that time. Jackson Filer and one more.
Yeah, it looked like
number 62.
54 was Chase Patton. Chase Patton got to him there and made the sack, and Jackson Filer got one of those I'm jumping on for looks here.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Nice job.
But Jackson's earned a lot of sacks throughout the year. There's no doubt about it.
Back to the 22-yard line. Bauer over the middle, a pass incomplete. It's a 9-yard sack that time in the previous play by Bauer, and this pass is incomplete. Brings up 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 for Ankeny back at their own 22.
I had a player one time, and he's still playing at USD, and when he was a junior, he just jumped onto every sack right at the end. I said, well, you're trying to add up your total half at a time here? Kind of funny. But Dowling defense now, everything in front of them, bringing extra pressure at Bauer, and it's tough sledding right now for the Hawks.
All right, Bauer back to throw out of the shotgun, has time now, scrambling around, whirls to his left, looking downfield. Airs it out, and he underthrows the intended receiver. It's intercepted by Michael Keel at the 42-yard line. Keel on the return at the 30, reverses field inside the 30 and down at the 20-yard line of Ankeny.
And we got people going down all over. We got a flag back here.
On the return.
On the return. It looked like an Ankeny young man tackled a Dowling player.
So Keel with the interception, and now the officials will sort it out.
We got an Ankeny coach on the field.
Was it pre or post pass?
It was post interception on that play.
All right. Well,
and
I guarantee you one thing: Dave Rittman and this crew will take care of everything, including keeping the Ankeny coaches off the field. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. 42-14 is our score. Dowling with the lead. Michael Keel with an interception on an underthrown pass. Let's go down to John Chada while they sort this all out. Johnny?
Yeah, what a great break on the ball by Michael Keel there with the interception. And on the return, you had some stuff going on behind the play. It's going to be a personal foul either on obviously he's going to be on either Dowling or Ankeny, but the sideline in Ankeny, too, is a little upset about something as well, so they're trying to sort that out.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought that that Filer's hit on Bauer was a little bit late. He kind of shoved him a little bit late just as the ball released. It wasn't a hit, it was a shove, and so I don't know if they thought that should have been called.
I could see that, too, because I was looking at that, too, and I thought that was it could have been borderline late call there.
All right, our officiating crew, Dave Rittman is the referee. Larry Jacobus is a line judge. Umpire Scott Hale. Brian Orozco is a linesman. And back judge Grant Cattell.
Here's the call. I think they've got their decision.
Dave Rittman will let them know. The ball's been returned to the 20-yard line of Ankeny. That's where Keel returned it. And we've got 2:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Reminder, post-game show, John, have you decided or thought about interviews, a Dowling player or two with head coach Tom Wilson?
Yeah, we have. In fact, I got some opinions, too, by Doc Schulte and Mark Skiggs, and we kind of all came in agreement. We like Gavin Williams offense and Michael Keel on the defense.
All right, it looks like offsetting penalties on each team. You got Scigliano, who's doing the line. He's got a job to do tonight. You went and bothered him.
You got another penalty.
No wonder the placement of the ball's been off. Skiggs on that.
Yeah.
And poor Doc Zachary down there. He's trying to stay warm.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
We like it when Doc Zachary's not busy.
Yeah. We've been talking a lot of football tonight, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
All right. Well, the Dowling offense is going on the field, and they're sorting this all out as far as where to place the football. They have offsetting penalties. And, again, Keel returned it to the Ankeny 20, but they're spotting the ball back to the 35-yard line of Ankeny.
And the game got a little chippy here as we went down the stretch.
Yes, they did.
You're starting to see a little bit of that, the frustration and cold night, and things end up getting there. And Coach Wilson's pulled his first string out now, and he has the second string offense in there to finish out the game.
All right, first down Dowling at the 35-yard line of Ankeny. And you mentioned Jake Steingraber now in for Hank Hemrick at quarterback. Works out of the pistol formation. Two receivers, one to the left, one to the right, tight end on the right. And the handoff goes to Chase Hauschild. And Chase gets back to line of scrimmage, and that's it. As the play went right, and Ankeny defense convened. No gain in the play.
As you do the math here, you have to figure out how many snaps are there in 240, and the Dowling offense is going to sit there and run 4 plays into the line of scrimmage and run this thing down to under a minute.
So did you have a time guy on your sideline,
yes.
a coach that was responsible for that?
He was an accounting guy for a local business, so that was the guy.
I see. Good guy to have. Two receivers left, and now Dowling quarterback, and that is Jake Steingraber running inside the 30-yard line before being tackled. Jake is a 5'10 junior, wears number 10, and he just kind of followed everybody across the 30, and that's where he stopped after a 5-yard gain.
Essentially, student body left, and that offensive line went out there and has made a nice wedge for him and got some positive yards.
Maroons in no hurry here. They're trying to get the rate of play, but there's 25 seconds left in the play clock, so they want to kind of stand around and kind of kill some time and let that clock wind down. A minute and a half remaining. 42-14, Dowling going back to the UNI Dome, defending their six state titles in a row. Here's Steingraber, high snap, gets it, turns downfield, dances along the sideline, and finally steps out of bounds. And not sure if he got enough for a first down.
The only mistake there is he stepped out of bounds. But it is going to be short of the first down, no gain. So it brings up 4th and 4 with 1:23 left.
It's a nice game on Iowa Catholic Radio. I want to thank all our supporters. They've been with us throughout the year. Ashworth Vision, construction professionals. Of course, To Me and Sons with the extra point, 1501 Southeast 1st Street. And Bozen the Florist. So the Maroons get in the red zone. Say more with Bozen. 515-244-ROSE. That's 244-7673. 4th and 4, Dowling going for it out of the pistol formation. Two receivers, one to each side, tight end on the right. Steingraber, here's a snap to give us to Hauschild, and he's stacked up the line of scrimmage, and that'll stop the clock. With a minute 17 remaining, and Ankeny will have their offense on the field from their own 32-yard line.
Tough place for Chase, no place to run right there as you have the Ankeny Hawks defense out there just knowing what's going to come in front of them and able to make the stop and get Chase in the backfield. No place to go.
All right, minute 16 remaining. The Hawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. And John Chido, you're going to mention some names to our listening audience as they get back and warm up their cars and listen to who you're going to talk to tonight?
Yeah, I gave you my picks. Well, what do you guys think?
I think you're spot on, John.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with Gavin Williams. Who's the second one?
Michael Keel. He had a nice second half.
He had a really good night.
Yeah.
Okay. Gavin Williams and Michael Keel and head coach Tom Wilson. There's our interviews for the postgame. And now Ankeny with the football, and they give it to Kickoff, I think, is still in there. Let's see. Yes, it is. And he gets it across the 40 up to the 45-yard line.
And you have a lot of subs in there for Dowling, but it was Nianti Gerke. They've left their linebackers in, and Nianti Gerke gets to stop there. And Gerke and Linhart running in the middle of the field right now for the Maroons.
42-14 is our score. Dowling with the lead. 50 seconds remaining. game clock winding down.
About one more snap.
Jace Bauer in at quarterback for Ankeny. It's good to see him come back after that injury, and he gets it to Kickoff. Kickoff the handoff across the 50, still on his feet. Gets the first down, and he's across the 45 down to the Dowling 43.
Clock will stop to move the chains, and then the clock will wind as the play clock is going, so they will have one more snap as there's a 7-second differential right now.
12-yard gain for Kickoff, who will be back next year for the Hawks. Colin Kickoff, a sophomore. And the lone senior out of all that whole group is Jordan Cum, and he's a tremendous basketball player in his own right. We'll see him this winter, and a handoff goes to Kickoff, and that might do it. 20 seconds remaining. I don't believe Ankeny will stop the clock. Officials doing a good job making sure once the tackle's made, everybody separates.
Everybody get off the pile.
And the Dowling fans, you can hear them in front of us. They're celebrating. They're going back inside the warm UNI Dome next Friday, either at 4 o'clock or 7 o'clock, as the final score, Dowling 42, Ankeny 14. How about that? Congratulations to Tom Wilson and the Dowling Maroons defending their 6th straight title, and they're going for number 7 in a row, but they get a chance to go to the Final Four right now, and that's next week.
Yeah, Ankeny played well tonight. They had a really good first half, and it was an exciting ball game, and you just saw, though, that offensive line from Dowling just began to wear them down, and Gavin and Teagan, they just couldn't stop them tonight, and Hank, and Hank Hemrick running.
Don't forget the third running back in there, Coach. Yeah. They surround me, at times.
Yeah, I know.
They put the H back in there, Swagger.
Yep.
Swagger, and then you have Teagan Johnson and Gavin Williams surrounding quarterback Hank Hemrick, and here he comes out. He comes out with a 15, 20-yard run, and Dowling wins it 42-14. I know Coach Seifert will be in here shortly with the final statistics, but congratulations to what a season by Ankeny. The Hawks come in, as you know, they lost to Dowling, and that ended up being for the district title. Who knew in the first week of district play that would be for the district title, although we kind of speculated.
Yeah, who won between them and Centennial? Didn't Centennial win?
Centennial won by a field goal, and I believe it was in overtime, week 1. But the Hawks have they won 5 in a row, and they close out their season with a record of 7-4. He give me one of these. That's your math teacher.
He's only the best.
I know he's the best. There's something wrong with his iPad. I think he's doing stuff. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll give him a chance here.
He looks cold tonight.
Everybody's cold. Final score, Dowling 42, Ankeny 14. The Maroons will move on to the semifinals next Friday. And we're going to take a break. We'll come back with post-game activities. Our studio producer tonight, Jeff Piggott, along with Matt Maindring and John Chido. I'm Mark Amadale. Stay tuned. The post-game show coming up on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me. I refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition. Understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give for the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields
Stadium, Dowling's home away from home during the playoffs in high school football. Dowling a winner tonight, 42-14 over the Ankeny Hawks. Maroons improved their record to 10-1 on the season, and Dowling a very impressive win after they've now won 9 in a row after their loss in week 2 to the Valley Tigers, and the Maroons go to 10-1 on the season. Ankeny closes out their season with a record of 7-4 and a number 9 seeding. Dowling, the 3rd seed in Class 4A. Both teams are on the field, huddled around their coaching staffs for final comments before they head back to the buses and back to the schools. And it all got started in the first quarter with Dowling with 6:17 remaining. Gavin Williams, an 8-yard touchdown catch from quarterback Hank Hemrick. Extra point by Calvert was good. 7-0 Dowling, capping off a 5-play, 44-yard drive. And then the Maroons, then Ankeny comes back, and Weston Folk, the Ankeny tight end, a 5-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Jace Bauer. And the extra point was good. We're tied at 7 capping off a 9-play, 81-yard drive. So we're tied at 7 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, Dowling gets on the board, a 15-yard run by Gavin Williams on a 1-play, 15-yard series after the punt return by Matt Stillwell. Dowling takes the lead 14-7. The Maroons extend the lead later with a 4-play, 32-yard drive. Gavin Williams with his 3rd touchdown of the night that time with 8:35 remaining in the half. Dowling led 20-0 off the missed extra point. And then back comes Ankeny. It was 3rd and long, and Jace Bauer gets injured. Backup quarterback Colin Riggs comes in, and on the first play throws a 28-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Cum. Extra point good, and it's 20-14 Dowling. With capping off a 12-play, 73-yard drive with 3:20 remaining in the first half. And then Dowling comes back, 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Hank Hemrick on a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Matt Stillwell with the 2-point conversion run, and the Maroons cap off a 7-play, 81-yard drive, and they lead 28-14. That was our halftime score, and the Maroons tacked on a couple touchdowns in the second half, one by Gavin Williams on a 30-yard run, and then Louis Brooks on a 9-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Hank Hemrick. Made the final score 42-14. So, Matt, that's it in a nutshell. What I'm trying to do is kill time because Mr. Seifert,
I got some scores.
Mr. Seifert is still tabling up the numbers, and you've got scores up there.
Yeah, 26-10, Valley over Waukee, probably late in the fourth quarter, I'm assuming. 24-14, Bettendorf is still up on Cedar Falls in the Dome in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, okay.
And then Kennedy up on Urbandale. Now, this is a third quarter score yet, so this has not been updated. And it's 20-10 yet, so I have not seen an updated score for Urbandale.
All right, we're going to take
the Valley game has gone final as well at 26-10.
Let's go. Let's see if Johnny's ready. I have not found him because we got enough glare up here we can't see. We've got to turn the lights off. But John Chato, are you ready with your postgame show here with the interviews?
I am. I'm going to grab 3 guys. Hopefully I'll get Gavin here in a minute. But I got Michael Keogh and then Charlie Nink next.
Sounds good. Take it away, John.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Hey, Michael, great second half adjusting to the coverages there. They were able to get behind you guys in the first half. You guys adjusted well at halftime. You made some tremendous plays, and then to top it off with that interception. Talk about tonight's team performance.
At halftime, we gave up 14 points at halftime, and we came together, schemed some things up, and came up with a big goose egg second half, so that was nice.
All right, Mark, coach.
Michael, you did a great job anticipating a lot tonight, and boy, you were all over the place. You had the interception late, but talk about your preparation for this team. You got Brody Breck out there, Jordan Cum, tremendous receivers, probably 2 of the best you faced this year.
We faced them before. We knew what they had, but we got a super good defense too, so we just prepared all week for it, and yeah.
You know, Michael, looked like, with Owen Schiltz taking away one side of the ball, like they were going to try and target you tonight, and they seemed to repeatedly go after you, and you were up to the challenge. Great job out there tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Michael, talk about going back to the Dome next week. You go up to Cedar Falls, and I don't know who you're going to play. Right now, Bettendorf is leading Cedar Falls, so maybe the Bettendorf Bulldogs for the second straight year. Talk about that experience.
We're not sure what we're going to have. We're going to be ready for anyone and have a hard work preparation for whoever we got.
All right. Well, Michael, congratulations on the win, and we'll best of luck next week.
All right, thank you.
That's Michael Keogh, Dowling linebacker, talking to John Chato on the field following Dowling's win, 42-14 over the Ankeny Hawks. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, and Matt, I'll tell you what, Michael Keogh was involved in a lot of plays tonight.
He had
a lot of
hits.
pass plays, more so than he usually is.
Yeah, and as the game wore on, it became obvious that they were going to go after him because Owen Schiltz is really proven to be a lockdown corner, so they figured that as many weapons as they have, they would try to isolate Michael, and Michael was up to the challenge all night long.
All right, let's go back down on the field, John Chato, and you've got a mosh pit growing around you, Johnny, so you take it away and you let us know who you got on.
Check in offensive lineman Charlie Nink. Great job up front. It seems like you guys were able to dominate the defensive line, and you guys got a lot of different looks at that 3-4, sometimes 4-man up front, and then they put a lot of 8, 9 guys in the box. Tell us a little bit about how you guys prepared for that, first of all, and how you're able to block that.
Yeah, the first thing is just the coaches do a great job of throughout the week during practice. They will show us during practice every single look we could possibly get. They want to make sure in the game that no matter what they throw at us, we're ready for it, and they just tell us to over-communicate, make sure all of us linemen are on the same page. And with the backs and quarterback we have, and Gavin, Tegan, and Hank, it's just we just got to block our butts off and let them do the work.
Mark?
Well, I'll tell you what, Charlie, there's a couple times tonight. I think Gavin had one of the touchdowns that it just looked like a thing of beauty. You guys blocked. He waited for your blocks. Then once he got into that second level, it was all Gavin Williams. But you guys set him up very well tonight, as you did Tegan and Hank Hemrick. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, with backs, we just knock our butts off, I mean, we trust them and we trust our coaches are going to put us and them in the right situations, and they always do.
Well, Charlie, talk about going back to the Dome for what? Your third time you've been up there, I believe. Talk about that experience going to the semis next Friday.
Oh, I mean, it feels great. The first 2 times when I went as a sophomore, junior, it felt great. But with this being my last ride, it feels even sweeter. Just being my team and the leaders of this team are just phenomenal, and we're going to be ready for them.
Hey, Charlie, this is Mr. Rainer. I got a quick question for you. It's an important one. Who's the fastest of you? Now, I've seen you out there a couple times in front of Gavin, and now who's faster?
Oh, definitely me. I think when I see Gavin Teagan coming down, and if I'm up from the ground, and I just run my butt off, and I'm the first one there.
Yeah.
All right, Chief. Thanks a lot, Charlie. Great job, and best of luck in the Dome next Friday.
Thank you.
All right, Charlie Nank, Dowling offensive lineman, and he anchors that left tackle spot, the blind side for the quarterback, as you know.
Yep.
Once again, the final, Dowling 42, Ankeny 14. We're continuing our post-game show, and I think John Chidle's got one more interview once he gets everything done. Oh, they're posing for a selfie.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you pose for that.
Get the picture.
All right, Johnny, take it away with interview number 3 tonight.
Gavin, the great game tonight, running with the football and being able to get your guys out of situations where you guys were back with your backs to the end zone. You're able to go on some long, frustrating drives, and credit to the offensive line and you able to find those running lanes. Tell us a little bit about that.
Personally, that's a big thing we worked on this week was the linemen with the double teams and getting to their guys. So, I mean, all the credit goes to them because they put in a lot of work this week. So, I mean, if it wasn't for them, I couldn't have done anything.
Mark?
Well, Gavin, tonight 4 touchdowns, but I think you got to credit that those big guys up front, including the tight ends and Mr. Swagger, whoever he plays, H-back, tight end. What a job. And I tell you that one play, I told Charlie Nank this, that you really followed the blockers and you had like that, I believe it was your 15-yard run for the touchdown. Powerful job by you, but also letting your offensive line do the work, and then you just got in the secondary.
Mm-hmm. Personally, for that, Coach Meeks really worked on this week was trying to follow our blocks and trying to set them up so to make it a little bit easier on the bigger guys. So, I mean, I would just ride Charlie or Nolan or Joe or Ryan or Stein and as far as I could, and then I'd push him into the defender, make a move, and then try to get a few extra yards.
Hey, Gavin, this is Mr. Maynard, and a question for you. What do you think of that diamond formation? What do you guys call it? I call it diamond. I don't know what you're going to call it.
Yeah, we call it diamond. I like it a lot because, I mean, this is the first time we've ran it this season, so Ankeny looked a little confused when we came out of that first.
It seemed to be real effective tonight, and then it gives you an extra blocker out of the backfield as well.
Yeah. I give credit to Teagan and Schwager because, I mean, they didn't have the most glorious job, but, I mean, without them, I couldn't have done anything.
Hey, Gavin, you really showed your hands in that first touchdown tonight. 8-yard catch from quarterback Hank Hemrick to get things started. So coming out of the backfield, catching the ball, I like that, and that'll be good for the next level for you next year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just working on like little things like that just puts a little bit of an edge on defenses, so they don't know exactly how to game plan for us or how to contain me, Teagan, or Hank.
Well, congratulations. You go back to the Dome next week. And how do you like playing in the UNI Dome? A little bit different than tonight where it's, below freezing. You'll be inside where it's nice and warm, and you got to stay hydrated next week.
Yeah, I mean, a big emphasis this week is probably going to be pushing fluids. So I just got to keep on the guys about drinking water and eating right so we can perform in the Dome.
Gavin, thanks for visiting with us here in the postgame show. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you next Friday night.
Thank you.
Gavin Williams on our postgame show as Dowling defeats Ankeny 42-14. Gavin, 3 touchdowns tonight rushing, and he had a touchdown reception. What a night he had. And let's go back down on the field. There's more selfies being done down there.
John's famous.
Well, he is. And let's go back to John Chidle, and they didn't ask him to be in that last one. And, Johnny, you've got head coach Tom Wilson following the Maroons' 42-14 win. Dowling 10-1 on the season. Take it away, Johnny.
Coach, congratulations on your victory. Another trip back to the UNI Dome. You got to like those long, sustaining drives there late in the game. 11 plays, 81 yards to kind of cap it off and put away the game tonight. Your thoughts overall?
Just really proud of our kids. I think that's a football team that's pretty good, and to beat them twice and this time convincingly is very satisfying. And I thought defensively we did a tremendous job against their playmakers. You just know that they're going to make plays here or there just because of the opportunities they have and the talent they have. And I really thought offensive line-wise we came and played as well as what we have. And, between Tegan and Gavin and Hank, running, it certainly kept the game a little bit shorter and tried to keep that offense off the field.
Mark?
Well, Coach, started out on the ground once again, the offensive line, but also the defense. The defense was tested tonight, probably the two best athletes that we saw this year with Brody Breck and Jordan Cum, and your kids played very well, and the defense set up the offense. But I want to throw one more guy in there. How about Stillwell's punt returns tonight to give you a great field position after the defense set you up?
Really huge, and just to one-up you a little bit is the punt that Gerke had to put them deep in their territory. We downed that, and that's when we got momentum once we stopped them there, and then the punt returns. It's all those little things that make a big difference.
Coach, you kind of been saving that diamond formation for tonight. Everybody was kind of wondering as the year goes on, how are you going to use the three, I'll say, running backs that you have developed for you? Hank being included in that. It was fun to watch tonight.
Well, it's something we've been messing with, and we've got to take it a few steps further, I hope. And you don't want to throw too much at them, but we had to wait till everybody got healthy before we could start messing with that. So. Hopefully, we're just starting to see the beginning of that.
Well, Coach, we have finals in from all the brackets for the most part. Valley was leading heavily in their game. Dowling.
They're all finals.
And then Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, and Bettendorf winning tonight. And if they go by the seeding, Dowling would face Cedar Rapids, Kennedy next Friday, and Valley would face Bettendorf. And your thoughts on that possible matchup with Cedar Rapids, Kennedy?
Well, I know they're very good. I really haven't looked at them at all or seen them, so be looking to get diving into that.
Coach, thanks for spending some time with us. Go get warmed up. Get rid of that cold that you have. Don't give it to Chido. He doesn't need any more of that. And congratulations and best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Tom Wilson visiting with John Chido on the field as we're back up in the press box. Johnny will return here in a moment. 42-14 our final. Dowling over Ankeny. And how about those games tonight, Matt? We didn't get the final scores.
The finals were as Bettendorf beat Cedar Falls 24-14, Kennedy over Urbandale, or Cedar Rapids Kennedy over Urbandale 27-13, and Valley over Waukee 26-10.
Okay, and we're looking at a possible matchup next week with Dowling taking on Cedar Rapids Kennedy and Bettendorf facing Valley if they go by the seedings.
If they go by the seedings.
One's going to be a 4 o'clock game, one's going to be a 7 o'clock game, and they'll make that determination later. And Coach Seifert,
the principal would like 7.
I know you would. Keep the kids in school. All right, let's take a look at the final statistics. I want to thank Coach Jared Seifert. Does a great job, and they got everything working out. Boy, we had a lot of rushing, a lot of yards tonight between both teams. Dowling with 376 yards of total offense. Ankeny with 283. Maroons had 39 yards of passing. Ankeny with 163 yards passing. Rushing, Dowling with 337 yards in the ground tonight. 120 yards for Ankeny. And penalties tonight, Dowling penalized 5 times for 46 yards. Ankeny penalized once for 2 yards. There was one turnover, and that was Michael Keel's interception of a Jace Bauer late throw late in the fourth quarter. First down tonight, Dowling with 22, Ankeny with 20. Hank Hemrick, 7 out of 8 passing, 39 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jace Bauer, 14 out of 28. 163 yards and a touchdown and 1 interception. Riggs came in and threw for a touchdown for the Hawks. Ankeny's leading rusher was Colin Kickoff, 19 carries, 101 yards. Jace Bauer, 17 carries, 19 yards. For Dowling, Gavin Williams, how about this night? 17 carries, 191 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Gavin. Hank Hemrick, 10 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown. Tegan Johnson, 8 carries for 41 yards. And the Maroons dominating the rushing game there. Louis Brooks had 3 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown for the Maroons. Stillwell, 2 catches for 14 yards. And Gavin Williams, 2 catches, 2 yards, and a touchdown for Ankeny. Jordan Cum, the leading receiver, 3 catches for 40 yards. Weston Folk, 5 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown for the Ankeny tight end. Cade Summers, 2 catches for 32 yards. And Kickoff out of the backfield, he caught 2 passes for 31 yards. Again, Dowling, total yardage tonight, 376 yards. Ankeny with 283. And we want to thank Coach Jared Seifert for providing those numbers tonight on a very chilly night. And, Matt, we'll take a break, come back and wrap things up from Duke Williams Stadium. Again, the final in the Class 4A football playoffs, Dowling 42, Ankeny 14. Back after this final break of the night here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thank you.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. Nickel on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire...
You want to get stronger, fat, a place for people of all ages. All the why. Built.
And welcome back to Duke Williams Stadium here on the campus of Des Moines East High School. I want to thank everybody involved with their fine program. Lyle Fetters, the athletic director, and of course Grandview University uses this field. They'll be playing tomorrow, 1 o'clock kickoff as Grandview hosts Peru State and Heart of America Athletic Conference NAIA football. A man named Stevie Sarcone will be playing tight end for it, and I've got a coach over here at Holy Family, and I'm going to try to sneak over here and watch a little bit of Stevie's game.
Yeah.
But I got to get involved with that.
They're on a roll.
They are.
Coach Barnabo.
Yes, Coach Barnabo. Yeah, PE teacher.
Our PE teacher coaches over here at Grandview, and so he keeps me posted on what's going on over here. And they've had in the middle of a great season.
It certainly has, and they'll be playing tomorrow. It's supposed to be near maybe 55 degrees tomorrow. Can you believe that?
That's going to be nice.
So if you're going to put up Christmas lights. I know Lisa's probably got you on a little task here, but tomorrow's the day to do it.
We're on the road tomorrow. We're going to go watch the Hawkeyes up in Madtown.
My son went up there this morning. He's up there, I'm sure, partying away tonight. And good for him. Good for you guys. Will have fun. And if you see him, tell him hello, because he's with a bunch of Hawkeye guys.
They might not be in the same place as we are, I'm guessing.
Probably not.
I'm just a wild guess.
And now we've got state swimming going on, and we want to congratulate the Dowling girls swim team.
And volleyball. This weekend we got swimming going.
Right.
And then the volleyball coming up. So
Avery Markowski placed ninth at the state swimming. They had the diving competition today in Marshalltown tomorrow.
It's fun to watch.
The rest of the meet hooks up, and what a job by Frankie Hansen. I know John and you talked about her and what she's done with the Dowling girls swim team, but Maroons are ranked number 1. Ames is second. Iowa City West third. Waukee fourth, and Ankeny fifth. Yeah. One of those 5 teams will have a good shot.
Last year, Ames had more points in the diving, and actually Dowling, I believe, outscored Ames in the pool swimming, if I remember right. And this year, Dowling with Avery getting some points off the board, and I think Ames only had one person scoring off the diving board, so it's pretty even going into the pool. And Dowling's got the things falling in their favor. The girls have practiced hard, and they got a good shot at getting it done tomorrow.
Well, best of luck to Frankie Hansen and the Dowling girls swim team as they begin competition in the pool tomorrow with all the relays and such at noon at the Marshalltown YMCA. And, of course, you mentioned the volleyball team, Mary Beth Wiskus, the win over City High of Iowa City on Monday night, and they take on their arch rival, the Valley Tigers, on next Tuesday, in the at the U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids in state volleyball Class 5A.
Why don't we just play that downtown?
Exactly.
I've spoken like a principal too. But we Coach Bossum and our staff has done a great job. We allow the kids that want to go can get there, and we count it as a field trip, so it doesn't count against from an absence standpoint. But the girls play at 2 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people will be down, make that drive down there and watch the girls play.
And speaking of somebody who made the drive, the walk up to the back of the press box, this guy doesn't sound like he's thawing out right away, but we're going to give him a chance. John Chowder, what a night you had on the sidelines, and what a game we saw. Both teams up back and forth. I thought it'd be a low-scoring game tonight with the weather and cold. Boy, offensive lines for both teams did very well, and you talked about enthusiasm. Maroons were fired up coming into the game. This is probably the most I've seen them fired up in probably the last several years, where they get up for the playoff game. We saw it last week with Roosevelt, and we saw it tonight as the Dowling took on Ankeny here, Johnny.
Yeah, and it allowed them to get off to a great start, which you needed. And they deferred to start the game, and they end up forcing Ankeny. I think they only got 1 first down that possession, and Dowling got great field position. I think it was that 8-yard punt.
Yeah, 8-yard punt.
And in that, it was field position the first half, and the second half is when the offense really went on those long, sustaining drives on the ground and through the air. But I was impressed with the defense second half adjustments because I was watching. They would hit that back out of the backfield, and they'd have the 2 receivers going high-low in the middle, and it was tough to cover. and then Dowling's defense were able to put more pressure on Bauer, keep him contained, and Coach mentioned that he was unable to run like he did that first half.
What a game Bauer had coming back after that leg injury that he suffered, and what an arm that he has. He's just a junior, and he showed that arm strength, that formation or that play they like to run. You got to be able to throw that. Not many high school quarterbacks can throw that, and that's what makes it so difficult to defend, and Dowling made a great adjustment to that, Johnny, in the second half, as you talked about.
Yeah, and not only to be able to throw it in a short window there, but he's reading the linebacker and he's reading the corner too. And they would bring the guy in motion and cross formation and bring him all the way back across the field, and it would vacate the whole one side for that tailback. And he was able to get those big gains. And but they were bend, don't break the whole night.
Yeah, they were, especially in the second half. A couple times they came down, they crossed the 20, and then all of a sudden they bent, but they didn't break, and they got the ball on down. So hats off to Coach Bossman and the Dowling defense tonight once again. And we neglected. I'm glad our producer, Jeff Piggott, picked us up. Congratulations to Tim Ives and the Dowling State Championship boys cross country team last Saturday up at Kennedy Park. You were there. You and Lisa were up there. I know that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch, and the boys just dominated. And Sam Hall getting second place. And,
unbelievable.
And the rest of the crew there, you had Zach Fry and Gipple and Odie. I mean, all these guys were in one pack. A little ways back there, and just a lot of fun to watch. And that's an exciting, venue to see a sport. And you got to be able to run to get from point to point. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun to see the boys win the championship. But the girls competed well, and they finished better than what they had come in seated as, and I believe they ended up in 10th place or something like that, and it was just a good day for both teams.
Well, Coach Ives led Dowling to its fourth title in the last 5 years, 8th overall, and they won by 9 points over their arch rival Pleasant Valley, and I believe the Dubuque team that had been following them all year. They were ranked number 1 at times. Sam Hall, you mentioned, placed second. Zach Fry, 14th for Dowling. Mike Gipple, 16th. And Jordan Daniel, the junior, 17th.
Jordan Daniel.
How about that? 4 top 20 place winners for the Dowling cross-country team. And hats off to Coach Ives, who we had on earlier this year when our first trip to Sioux City, and done a great job, and looking forward to more. So now we're moving into postseason. Swimming tomorrow, volleyball on Tuesday. What time's school getting out on Tuesday, Matt? Because
we're keeping them in. We're keeping them in.
Well, if I write a note to myself, can I get out?
I don't care about you.
I know that.
Most of the kids, the kids that are signing out, they will have class. We've switched some classes around, so we're going to go from until 11. So we'll have first period, 7th period, and then the kids that are staying will have 5th period. And then we've got an open period there at the end of the day where they can watch the game. And
Johnny's taking notes for his kids there.
Yeah,
it's just going through my mind.
I know it is.
I know Joey will
processing right now.
All of a sudden be a volleyball fan.
Yeah, I know it.
It's a 2 o'clock match against Valley, and the Maroons are 0-3 against Valley this year in their matches throughout the season. So,
as Coach Wiskus that we were talking about earlier or just a couple days ago, and they played them in tournaments, and our girls are such a scrappy team. They get on the floor they expend so much energy. I like our odds when it's just a duel, when it's just them, not a tournament, and us head-to-head against them. And so I think that changes. I think that little change. It's about as much as I know about volleyball. I'm tapped out right there.
Well, you've been to quite a few matches.
I've been to quite a few matches.
So I've been to tournaments of volleyball, but I never seen just a match against another team. Does it last, an hour?
Oh, no.
Not even an hour?
If it goes all 5 sets, it'll take a couple hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
It'll take a while.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't take that much. So Dowling will face the Valley Tigers. If Tigers come in with a record of 40-4, and Dowling with a record of 32-11, and that'll be the first round this coming Tuesday, November 12th, 2 o'clock on Court 2 in Cedar Rapids at the Five Seasons Center. And Valley won all 3 regular season matches. So that is you're exactly right, Matt. You set it up. 1-on-1 state tournament. Yeah. All the lights are on. Congratulations, Mary Beth and the volleyball team. Anything else, guys? You want to jump in here? Besides, I know you're trying to thaw out here.
Going on.
It's gonna be nice to be inside.
Yes. It'll be too warm, and we'll be back there in the UNI Dome. We don't know which game we're going to have. We will have the 4 o'clock or the 7 o'clock game, and that'll be determined later. But we'll be up there, and how about that? The Maroons back, the 6-time defending champs, and going at it again. And we think they'll get Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and Bettendorf will get Valley if they go by seeding. But that's up to the folks in Boone to figure that out, right?
And I've watched Kennedy on film earlier in the year because
they played Valley.
Yes,
early in the year.
And I heard from some of the Valley guys that was it's a pretty tough Kennedy team. They're big up front, so.
We'll see how that works out. All right,
Well,
gentlemen.
we played from behind both times last year in the Dome.
Yeah,
and,
remind me about it. 4 overtimes.
Yeah. And so that if it does end up this way, that Bettendorf Valley game too, that's a great matchup as well. So two great football games, and it'll be a lot of fun as usual down there.
Certainly will. Well, gentlemen, thanks for being alongside with our listeners out there that tuned in on Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll be on the air next Friday afternoon or evening. We don't know, but we'll see you in the Dome. And, Johnny, just wear a polo shirt next Friday night. You don't have to worry about dressing all these layers you got on and your feet are freezing like mine are. But we'll talk to you next Friday.
Michelle was reminding me. Michelle works in our kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
She was reminding me all day long, dress warm, dress warm. So I got
Did
layers
you dress
on.
warm?
I got layers on, so
okay.
I'm warm.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. All right, guys, thank you very much.
You bet.
That'll wrap up our broadcast tonight from Duke Williams Stadium. Our thanks to Lyle Fetters, the athletic director here at Des Moines East High School, along with Michael Connor and the folks at Dowling, including Mary Pick. And our thanks to everybody involved with the broadcast, including our studio producer, Jeff Piggott, who comes up with some pretty good stuff once in a while, And thanks for reminding me about the Dowling volley cross-country team winning the state last week. Our thanks to the Ankeny administration, former Dowling grad, and that's Andy Umpton, the athletic director up there at Ankeny. I want to thank him and head coach Rick Nelson and his staff for helping us prepare for tonight's game. Our next broadcast will be next Friday, November 15th, and we'll be on the air at either, 3:30 or 6:30, depending on what spot Dowling gets, as they made the Final Four. Dowling Valley, along with Bettendorf and Cedar Rapids Kennedy, they'll place us, and we'll be on the air next Friday with the call from the UNI Dome in Cedar Falls. For Matt Mainring and John Chido, this is Mark Amadale. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next Friday. Until then, have a blessed and faith-filled weekend.